Live from beautiful downtown Bastrop, it's time for the Stage Select, starring Julian Titus and Justin Ham.
What could this possibly be? Seems a lot like a podcast. Wonder what specifically. Talking about video games. With your hosts, you're in good hands. Not more of the same. Now we'll jump right in. So expect the unexpected and more. Now we'll get groovin'. There ain't always gonna walk through the door. There just might be some treasure in this chest. Having fun with our special guest. Time for Stage Select.
And featuring my Ballot. And here are your hosts, Julian Titus and Justin Ham.
Welcome, one and all, to the Stage Select. I'm Julian Titus.
I'm Justin Ham. Hello, I'm here. I
Yes,
made it.
you did. I'm glad.
Yeah.
We are a video game variety show, and we have a Discord now.
Oh, do we? Oh, that's cool.
We do. I
should-
did it.
I
I
should-
finally did it.
I should join that.
Yeah, I invited you.
Did you? Oh,
I-
maybe you did. Hold on. I
yeah.
haven't been
No,
on
I did.
there
I
in a while.
definitely did.
I believe you. I don't know how to. I'm really, really bad at Discord.
Me too, Justin.
Yeah.
Me too.
Oh, yeah. Here it is. I found it.
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't got on to. Wait. Am I in? Okay. Hold on. No, maybe not. Okay. Oh boy. No. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. Here it is. Okay. All right. I found it. We're good. I got there.
I found it exceedingly difficult to actually set everything up, and I still don't know if I did it right.
Okay. Now it's asking me how I found us, and I only have one option. Which is fun. It is listen to your show. I can't
Yes,
pick. I can't.
okay.
There's no option to. I'm on the show. Right now.
This is what I'm talking about, right? So like because I set it up as a community, I had to they forced me to make questions.
Oh,
right?
okay. Yeah.
But I had to also provide I had to provide an example answer.
Oh, okay.
But I don't apparently that doesn't you can't change it, right? So one of the questions I was like, and this was a suggestion, mind you.
Yes.
One of it was like, well, what off-topic discussions do you want in the
Yeah.
channel?
And then it just
Right?
says example.
Yes, because I was like, I don't how am I supposed to know, right? But I had to put something. Discord is stupid, Justin. I don't like it.
All you got to do is just put hold on. Let me look at some of the things that I'm on Discord for, and I can tell you what kind of things they do. Here's one for a Skyrim thing. They just have character builds, and this is like a
But
modding
is it set
thing.
up as a community? That's the difference.
It kind of not. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I don't know what it is.
Because I noticed that games my mom found, it's just a Discord server, but I set up ours as a community.
Yeah,
and
no,
I think that's why.
I'm pretty sure that's what this is. It has here's another one. This is this is the one that I use to make no, let's go to the other one. This one's more universal. This one is the one that puts what is it called? Oh no, this is a different thing too. Damn it. I keep forgetting where the hell the thing I'm looking for is. Oh, here it is. This one is where I get all the upscalers for video games and stuff that adds frame generation and shit.
Mhm.
They have just just off topic. Off topic is a category you could do, Just
no, I know, but I'm like, well, I don't know what the person who's answering this question wants as an off-topic discussion,
right.
because that's the point of the fucking question. Why do I have to provide something, right?
Right.
That's what I'm saying. It's the whole setup process was very obtuse and not user friendly whatsoever.
Right.
Especially for someone like me who does not use Discord. Now I have it on my phone, so I'm using it more often.
Well,
There has been quite a bit more engagement.
I was going to say, there's a lot of people on here. They're saying words.
They are saying words.
Here, look, I'll type something in there that nobody will. I'm not gonna wave because that's stupid. I'm just gonna type in it just says I did this. And now when people read it, they'll look back at this and find this quote and go, "Oh, he did that. That's what happened."
He did that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Look, you got stuff. Look, there's movies and TV and
I know because I added stuff.
Yeah, you did good.
But what I'm saying is that I was forced to make questions.
Okay.
But I couldn't just like put it as a question to ask you when you join the thing. I also had to provide an answer, and I don't know what the purpose of that is, because you would think the purpose of a question is for the other person to answer, not the person who asked the question. I will say, Justin,
weird. I don't know
that, in the episode discussion tab, everybody loves everything that you've done on the show.
Okay.
Almost nobody mentions any of the stuff that I have come up with.
Oh,
it was very sobering.
Oh, you're fine. I'm also going
311 button, extremely popular.
People love the 311 button. I'm also going to type in the word example into here because that's just cracking me up for some reason. I don't know where I just put it in general. Oh yeah, I did that. Oh, people are already yeah, they're not going to know what's happening right now. That's what's fun, because I'm just typing in random shit.
They'll know next week when this episode goes up.
and that's what's fun.
Yes.
I'll try to be on there sometimes. I turn Discord notifications off on everything because they're annoying. And I belong to a lot of them that I don't really pay attention to as much.
Same.
So like they just go off all the time, and they make a noise, and it annoys me.
Oh no, me too, definitely. Yeah. I've got all that shit muted.
Yeah.
It's one thing that I've noticed, because I did like set it up to link to the Patreon. So like if you sign up for Patreon, it'll assign you a role on Discord. However, at least right now, it seems that it's only working if you join the Discord through the Patreon, but I'm not sure if that I know whenever I sign up for like a porn game on Patreon, I'm automatically added to their Discord.
You link your accounts. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was figuring out, because I couldn't tell if it was because like I'm like my Discord and Patreon talk to each other already.
And sometimes like if you have your account linked and you add it later or something like that, because there's been a couple that like I remember I linked my Patreon to Discord at one point for Skyrim stuff, and it added the stuff that I wanted it to, and then all of a sudden, like out of nowhere, a couple other things that I didn't know had Discords, but I had a Patreon for, just all of a sudden came up like later on down the line. And I was like, oh, I didn't realize. It was like, oh, what is this? Where did this come from? Okay, it's that.
So what I was going to say to listeners, if you are a member of the Patreon, but you don't have like, your different color name or your role assigned in Discord, just send me a message and let me know, because I didn't want to like go through and manually do it without knowing exactly who's who, because the names are different and I don't want to mess up. So just let me know, and I should be able to fix it on my end. But I'm thinking that if you set your Discord to talk to Patreon, it should automatically work, but I don't know. We're in untested waters.
I still am very proud of my my Patreon profile picture. That's my favorite thing about my Patreon, or not my Patreon, but my Discord profile picture. It is there's a character in Mass Effect 1. They're right outside the door of where you go to what's the really cold place where the
Novaria?
Yeah, the Novaria. It's right outside. Like you have to go past this guard, and their eyes are just like wide open. And I put it in photo mode and like tilted the camera and zoomed way in, and that's the picture.
Okay, I thought it was something from LA Noire.
No, that's Mass Effect. Yeah. It's one of my favorite things pictures that I took. That's the only time I was like, photo mode was good. This was a good thing that we had this. Yes. No other examples of that. They're all the other ones are bad. Just that one.
piggybacking off of the Discord announcement, and also I should say, so the Discord link, if you want it, it's actually in the link tree that's in the show notes. So, because that's the other thing I hate about Discord is like it's really hard to actually share a Discord.
We'll learn. It'll be
we'll
fine.
learn. I can still learn new things.
We're doing better already right now.
This is one of the few things that makes me feel like the old.
And you'll have that
because it's I don't know. I don't get it.
I feel old when I mention when I get in arguments about the Beach Boys with almost literal children. They don't know who the Beach Boys are. You ever had that? It's fucking crazy.
I have not had that.
Yeah.
And it's, I try to be hip. Like, I stick out my gat for the Rizzler, right? Like, I know Skibbity Toilet.
I do know what that is.
Cut me some slack here, but
yeah. I got a whole thing with over the song Kokomo. Because some
song.
Yeah, it's a song. So
look, that song made me feel a lot of feelings when I was in grade school. Okay.
No, that's fair. Yeah. The Muppets did a version of it. I know that. But no, I got a whole thing about it because I was outside on break at work, and a young man, he was like, "I have a second job," and I was like, "Well, where do you work?" And they were like, "Oh, I work at Kokomo's." Now, the emphasis here is on the apostrophe S.
Right.
Kokomo's. And I went, that's kind of weird because it's just Kokomo in the song. I was like, do they play that song a lot where you work? And he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I went, okay, the place where you work is based off a Beach Boys song called Kokomo.
I mean, let's not... Kokomo is an actual place, so it could just be based on that. Let's be fair.
No. Come on.
I mean, you're probably right, but I'm just speaking devil's advocate here.
But that's fine. But at least okay. Anyway, so then it was like that, and they're like, I was like, the Beach Boys, they made the song. And they're like, I don't know who that is, and I was like.
That's the part that surprises me. I could see not knowing that song, but not having heard of the Beach Boys is weird. Yes,
to me. And I was like, okay, how old are you? And they're like, I'm like 20. How old were they? Like 24 or something? I was like, oh Jesus Christ. And then I was like, okay, well, that's a weird thing to name a place. It's just Kokomo's with the apostrophe S. And then people started going, no, I'm pretty sure it says that in the song. And I was like, no, it fucking doesn't. It's a place called Kokomo. There's no apostrophe S. There's no S. Yeah. No S. Just this. And then they're like, no, I'm pretty sure. I'm like, I'm going to look up the fucking lyrics. And then I sat there and read it to them all. And they're like, this is weird. Why are you not like doing it? Because I just read the lyrics No,
yeah. This is such a quintessentially Justin Ham interaction.
Yeah.
That I don't think these people were prepared for.
They weren't. And it was fantastic, honestly. Yes. And yeah, no, it was the whole thing. Anyway, don't argue with me about the fucking Beach Boys. You'll be wrong.
But is there a possibility that the proprietor of the establishment is named Mo and it's spelled Kokomo's, MOE apostrophe S?
I don't know. Really I can look it up. Let's look it up. It's around my area. I'm sure it'll come up.
Yeah. Just like Blackpink is.
Yeah. Blackpink is in your area. Oh, yes. Man. Don't make me listen to Blackpink now. See, why don't they have a fucking weird themed bar? I'd go to that.
I'm sure they do in Korea.
I like how the first thing I had was Kokomo lyrics because of that interaction.
Yes.
Oh, here we go. Kokomo's Bar and Grill. It's happy hours 4 to 6. This is off their Facebook. You can go there.
But spelled like Kokomo the place, not MOE apostrophe S at the end.
It is apostrophe S at the... Oh, wait. No. Is it just... this is impossible. No, it's... Okay, it's Kokomo's. They added an S. There's no apostrophe S. No, there is an apostrophe. Can you get your shit straight, Kokomo's Bar and Grill? Like, some spots...
star.
Some spots do, some spots don't. Like, okay, here's their official Google thing that I found now. Okay, now that has an apostrophe S. That makes sense, I guess. I guess I hope there's a man that works there whose nickname is Kokomo. And that's why we're in this situation. Still ridiculous. They don't play the song. That's fucking ridiculous.
It's like, and I finally got to the bottom of it, but
Hold
it's
on.
like how Carl's Jr. really annoys me because I feel it should be Carl Jr.'s, but
Right.
apparently it's because there was a place called Carl's,
Right.
and then the son like got a place that was Carl's Jr. Like
Right.
it was their place, and that became the one that took off. And I still feel that at this point you should change the name.
So now I'm trying to find what this place looks like because I'm like,
This is a video game podcast for first time.
Does it look like an
Want to
like
establish that.
No, that's fine. They don't need to know that. It's fine. We'll surprise them later. Now I'm trying to find if it's like a. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to find. I don't have Facebook. I'm not getting on that. That's impossible. You asked too much, but I just want to see a picture of the establishment because if this place doesn't look like it's a fucking island, no, it's just a little fucking hut. What are we doing? This is like a literal house that somebody was just like, I don't know, it's a bar now. Shut up.
Feels like that's in blatant disregard of zoning laws.
I'm sure they're doing something with zoning laws. No, it doesn't. This isn't themed at all. Not even in the inside. They're
That's
like,
just lazy.
Yeah, it is lazy. It's just a really generic sports bar, and it's not even like. I mean, it's clean. I'll give them that.
I expect the staff to be wearing Hawaiian shirts and like have it be like a
Right?
old 60s beach theme.
No,
like California beach theme inside.
Julian, none of that. It is just a generic bar, like really generic. I mean, the food looks fine, I guess. But that's it. Literally just a generic. It might be it's a bar and grill. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
All right. Well, enough about Kokomo's. This place is upsetting.
Yes. To go along with the Discord announcement, we did have some nominees for the 2024 video game presidential elections.
Oh, okay, good.
From the Discord.
Okay, oh, good.
So in this episode, we will be adding Waka from Final Fantasy X.
Oh, yeah.
He is putting in his hat in the Republican camp.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I think Waka gets a really bad rap, but this is also where he would still be running on this, no matter.
But logical.
Yes, yes.
But logical.
I think that was put in by Xavier, but again, I don't know because the names don't match up.
All right, fair.
And then also for Republican, we have Ganon from the Zelda franchise.
Okay, yeah, sure.
That comes to us from Andrew Wilson on Discord.
That's fair.
And also from Andrew Wilson, for the Democrats, we have Alir from Fire Emblem Engage, specifically girl Alir.
Oh, okay. All right.
I mean, born leader, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Well, I think now that I think about it, you should put Yuna in the Democratic Party, because she was pretty all right. She seems.
Yeah, okay. I agree.
Yeah, she seemed pretty progressive.
Yes. I will add her because we were actually a little short on Democrats.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm trying to think of more of those, Julian.
Yeah. I do have a very important question for you about this, Justin. Because,
all right, sure.
This was an idea that was kind of half baked when I announced it, but I've been thinking about it a lot since.
Okay.
And there's a bunch of dumb bullshit that I want to do as we like progress with this. But do you think that the issues that they should be campaigning on should be like in-world like issues, or should they know that they are in video games and also address like the making of video game type issues?
I mean, if it was me doing it, they'd just be really upset about ketchup. So I don't know. I mean, they'd all just be like, that ketchup would be a big issue in their world. Like one side is just like, we can't have all this ketchup. This can't be allowed. And then the other side's like, but the ketchup might be really good though. Or even better, we've had ketchup for this long, god damn it, and we'll have ketchup forever. Because there's nothing wrong with ketchup. but there might be something wrong with ketchup in their world. I don't know.
This has been very helpful. Thank you, Justin.
You're welcome. I don't actually know the answer to the question that you want. I could go either way on it personally, Julian. What you should put a vote in Discord. Just make both the choices example, and then don't tell them which one they're voting for, though.
Wasn't my fault. That's how they made me do it.
No, it's just funnier this way now.
Well, that's why I wanted to ask you, like, what would be funnier is if they're, just dealing with like I will run on a platform of more experience per battle, or, I will run on a platform of we're going to get these, venture capitalists out of the
one. Okay. Yeah. That one. Yeah. I mean, ketchup could be a problem too. Let's not rule it out.
Ketchup is always a problem.
It's always a problem. I mean, it's an issue. Somebody's got to deal with this ketchup. Unless
you're going to Whataburger. Otherwise, GTFO. I don't care.
It's good there, right? People like it.
It's excellent there.
It's excellent there.
That is like,
right.
I pretty much don't get ketchup for my fries unless I'm going to Whataburger, in which case then I do.
It's fun. That's fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go. I hope I helped. I probably didn't. I probably made it worse. That's how I do things. All right. Okay.
What have you been up to, Justin?
Oh, what have I been doing? Been playing some video games. I did that. Let's see. I was still playing WWE. I started playing Balatro again on console. It's still a good video game. It's weird on console though, because the controller it's a weird game to play on controller. It's fine if you're used to it, but I played it on mouse for so long that it's kind of odd because I there's been a number of times where I've pressed the wrong button and discarded a hand that I meant to play. And that is heartbreaking. You're just like, oops. Well, there goes this whole run.
Is it trying to do like does it just let you actually button through to select things, or
you can kind of do both. You can kind of select. It's actually the controls honestly aren't bad. I'm just dumb.
Okay.
They're not that bad, and the more used to it I get, the better the more I'm like, yeah, these are actually pretty good for what it's doing. It's not super annoying or anything.
Because that's where I had actually looked at it initially. I almost bought it on PlayStation and just didn't quite want to pull the trigger on it at that time. I don't blame you.
You could always wait till it's on sale because it seems like
it's cheap. It's like $14.99, which
is it's not bad.
Yeah,
that's why I bought it again on Xbox because I was too lazy to boot my computer up at the time, and I was just like, I'll just buy it here. And
okay,
what?
We need to unpack that.
What?
Because literally, your Xbox and your PC are in the same place.
No, I know. I just didn't.
Now.
I was on the Xbox and I didn't want to turn one thing off and turn another thing on. I was like, well, I can just do this, and it'll be here.
Just a second, Blissy. I know you're listening to this shit.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot say anything to me anymore about how lazy I am. Turning my shit on.
No, I'm. Oh no. Oh, okay. No, I didn't. I thought I was being attacked. No, I'm with you. No, fuck that. No, it's fuck that. It's right there. I gotta boot the PC up. It takes what? Fucking a minute. Fuck that. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
It's too long.
This is the world we live in now. We chose this.
Yeah, this is it. Fuck,
yeah.
What are we doing? What are we? We didn't win the Civil War to not do that.
Oh, is that the name of this episode? It might be.
Yep, that's right. It is now. All right. Well, what else did I do? Balatro's still a really good game. It's really good. All right, other things I played, more interesting things that are actually new and fascinating. I would like to talk about the game Open Roads that is on the Xbox and is for Game Pass. It is a game that I played. It's an Annapurna joint. It's one of those
very boring, like, you know, art for the box
the
art.
logo of it is not good.
No.
Yeah, and the only reason I think I picked it up is it was on the Xbox like front page, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?" And I clicked on it because they were kind of like pushing it a little bit, and I was like, "All right, I'll bite. What is this?" And I clicked on it, and I was like, "Oh, this." I for whatever reason, as soon as I seen it, I was like, I feel like I've definitely seen like a trailer or something for this, like vaguely. And I was like, okay, it's on Game Pass. I'll download it and try it out. And so I did. So what it is it's kind of like I would kind of qualify it as a walking simulator type thing.
Day in the life game. That's what I like to call them.
Yeah, kind of day in the life thing.
Yeah.
The concept is you're playing as kind of a teenage girl. I mean, not she is a teenage girl, I think. And you're playing as them, and their grandma just died, or like recently, within a couple weeks or so, maybe. And there was an estate sale, and they sold off all the stuff there. And you're going through what's left of the stuff to see, because stuff has happened, and you and your mom both lived there because you were taking care of her, and now you're gonna have to move because nobody bought the house or whatever. I don't know. It's all complicated. Yeah. So you're going through all this stuff, and at first I was like, okay, I don't know if I'm gonna get into this very much. Yeah, like. And then, like, it kind of slowly won me over, and but for reasons I didn't expect it to, which is interesting because it's not as. At first, I was like, okay, I think I see where we're going here. This is going to be kind of an emotional, sad journey through what happened to this family or something like that. And it's not really that. I mean, some of that's in there. It's more about like actually the girl that you're playing as. And her relationship with her mom, and also your family's weird, insane secret that your grandma never told anybody about. And it's kind of like a mystery thing. And I was like, oh, all right, I'm actually kind of into this. This is kind of fun, because I wanted to see where it was going. It's kind of neat. It's I don't know. I think it was like 3 or 4 hours to get through the whole thing, if that.
When I saw it on Game Pass, I immediately skipped over it because I thought it was this other indie game that came out last year on PlayStation that I wasn't interested in.
Yeah.
And then you had me look at it before the show.
Yes.
And it's got a really cool look to it.
It does. It has a very cool look to it. Now, when you're walking around, it's mostly like kind of like, you know, your standard like kind of 3D look to it.
Yeah, it got a little bit of like a Unity engine.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Vibe.
But the like dialogue and stuff like that is all done in these almost like I said 70s because that's what I don't know really the era. It's an older animation style, at least by the look of it, and just there's something about it. It's neat. It's very neat. The only thing I would say that's kind of off-putting about it is they do pretty much every dialogue between. It's usually just two. Not usually. It is always two characters. It's just the mother and the daughter that they have animated like this because they're really the only two characters that you see.
Right.
They don't really like lip sync anything, which is a little weird. They like occasionally will move their mouth, but like not real. Like you get at first I was like, this is kind of weird, and then after a while I was so used to it that it didn't bother me anymore.
More or less off-putting than As Dusk Falls.
Less off-putting than that. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, way less.
Probably because they're not trying to do like photorealistic.
No, they're not. They're because it's so stylized. You're kind of like, okay, yeah, it's fine. Like it's almost like visual novel, but like way more motion and care put into it. You know, and it's good. It works. It works pretty well. Like I said, it was better than what the first opening couple hours. I was like, oh, okay, I don't know about this one. I think I'm going to fall off of this pretty quick. And then I was like, let me at least see where it's going. And then it kind of like, I was like, all right, yeah, I kind of want to see where that's going. And then it kind of slowly escalated from there. I was like, oh, this is pretty good, actually. It's nothing that's going to like maybe blow you away, but like I found the character, both characters actually from, being old now, like kind of relatable in certain ways. Like the mother was pretty relatable. Even the daughter had some stuff that I was like, yeah, that as somebody whose family did some weird shit at certain points, yeah, I kind of see where they're coming from here. And it's pretty good.
This might sound a little too navel gazy or something, but it's interesting getting older because it's almost like you're getting two parts of a story, but in like a really long stretch of time. So, it's almost like when you're a kid, you're aware of this much of things. Right?
Yes.
And then, you'll think back as an adult.
Yep.
And you'll be able to reframe certain things. It's like, oh, and like a little light bulb will go off in your head. Yep. Right. And it's like, oh, okay. Cause like I think about that a lot, thinking about my mom. Like I've told you before on the old show, like, I don't know how she did it after my dad left. Right. Like there are so many times that like, I just don't want to.
Yeah.
Just period.
Right.
Right. And I know that she must have felt that, but never showed it. Right. Like,
right. Yeah. There's a good amount of stuff like that in this one. So yeah, it's pretty good in that aspect. Like I said, I found both the characters in there pretty relatable and pretty well written for the most part. So they did a good job there. I'm
glad you brought it up because I'll definitely check it out now because I cannot stress how boring like the actual thing that you see on Game Pass is if you don't click through.
It's just straight up like font with like leaves in the background. Hold on, let me look it up. I was just looking at it earlier. Let me
it looks like the template for an indie game.
I mean it is an indie game, so
no, I know, but like it looks like the template for a generic indie game.
Oh yeah,
that's
very
like
much
placeholder.
Very much. I think the voice actors are like somewhat well known. Let me look.
If it was Annapurna, I would not be surprised.
Carrie Russell,
okay,
and Caitlin Dever, maybe. They were in Uncharted 4. I don't know. But they're good. They do a great job. It's like I said, I'm not going to say it's going to be like a mind-blowing change your life experience, but I liked it. For what it was, I was like, this is very pleasant.
It's funny that I'm really glad you brought it up, honestly, because I was thinking this week, I need some smaller things to like play in, like, spoiler alert, most of what I did this week was Unicorn Overlord, guys. I'm not going to talk about it a lot, but that game is long, and it's not too long. It's long, and I have had less time to play games than I would like.
I get you. But yeah, this one's on Game Pass. It's, take a couple hours. It's like I said, the gameplay's not much. It's you just kind of walk around and find stuff, and it's really it. But it's relaxing. It was very so good game overall. It
sounds right up my alley. It also sounds like something that might destroy me just because of like the setup.
It might again, I can't stress enough where I was like, oh, here we go. Like, and it really wasn't that. It was it was actually a lot different. And I kind of,
well, I'm at the point now where if I see a mom interacting with her son, like just out in the open, I start crying.
Well, it's a daughter. So, maybe it'll be okay. I don't know. But anyway, that's Open Road's pretty good game. Like I said, it's on Game Pass. So like, if you're looking for something to play, like, why not give it a shot? It's pretty good.
Yeah, definitely.
Hello, I'm Sydney Fluvenhammer, and I'm here at my local pizza shop for NPR, doing a story about how pizza makes us feel. Now, these little triangles have a way of just getting into our hearts, but so do the people who run them. This pizza shop is no fancy eatery. It's just a pizza shop run by a man and his wife, wholesome, hitting to the core of Americana. Is pizza the new roadside craft? Oh no! Hey, Jezebel, we got another NPR host writing about our quaint American life. Oh, get out of here! Get out of here! Isabella! Oh, Marco, what is it? Oh, NPR host. We moved from Italy, no NPR. They're everywhere talking about my quaint American life, I know. This guy here, on and on about how pizza's so great. I'm just trying to sell him a cheesy bread. Their passion for their work is like the passion of the American generation. I'm gonna hit him with this wine bottle. HAH HA. Okay, listen to me. Oh, Marco, why you have to kill another NPR host? Listen, I didn't kill him. Isabella, mi muore. I think that's Italian. It's Italian. Listen to me. We're gonna take him to the basement with the others. Oh, why? Who knew have a pizza shop? It's so difficult to keep NPR hosts away from calling my life a quaint. Not quaint, I'm just a human. Stop it right. Write a think piece, I know. All a think piece, just eat the fucking pizza.
The stage select is made possible through the support and funding of viewers like you. Here are our wonderful patrons.
Before we move on to the next thing, Justin,
Okay, yeah.
I think it would be a good time to thank the patrons because
okay, sure.
I want to, I know it's not the most popular thing among podcast listeners, but we do appreciate our patrons, and I want to kind of throw it in different places in the episode instead of just always having it at the end where everybody skips through or whatever.
Okay.
But every week we like to thank our executive producer tier of patrons. So this week we have Bookie.
We have Casey Curran.
We have David Portnov.
We have X-Rian.
We have Matt, insert clever name here, Jorgensen.
We have Philip PK Becker. I'm adding that PK part because you will always be that to me.
We have Stephen Lobo.
We have Xavier Krager.
Yes. Thank you very much to our lovely patrons. And honestly, it was a bad week for Julian, financially. Had to take the car in for major work.
No.
So
you'll have that. Yeah.
Every little bit helps, honestly.
Yep.
It means a lot. So thank you very much. And now that we've taken care of that little business, Justin.
Okay.
Actually, let me.
What?
No, I think let's see. No, yeah, let me just say this real quick because I think you had something to piggyback off of it anyway.
Oh, yeah.
It's a short story.
Boy, might. I don't know.
We'll see.
Go ahead.
I'm just really proud of myself. So, my laptop, it's a gaming laptop. I bought this because I wanted the extra horsepower to be able to do more on the podcast side of things.
Yeah.
And it does make a big difference as far as processing the show and editing and stuff like that. It used to be a much slower process for me on my older, basic laptop.
Yeah.
And it's an Acer Nitro 5. And apparently there's a known issue, right? Because I keep this I keep this laptop plugged in because I'm not doing anything portably with it. But I noticed that the battery was draining.
Oh, doing that, yeah.
And I was it was plugged in, but it's the battery was 70% and then 60% and then it was down to 13%. And I'm what happens when it goes to 0? Is it just not going to work anymore, even though it's plugged in?
Yeah.
And I tried some software solutions to try to fix it on that end. That didn't work. And I was okay, I'm going to have to replace the battery on this laptop.
Yeah.
I've never opened up a computer. Well, I take that back. I did install a video card on an old computer, possibly before Nerds Without Pants.
Okay. Gotcha.
But this is the only other time that I've ever done anything
this.
Yeah. So, I ordered the battery, looked up online, how to do the replacement and everything, but I'm still sweating bullets, right? Oh no, what if I fry it or whatever?
Yeah.
And, to its credit, the way laptops are built now, it's not you can just access the battery with a panel.
Nope.
You gotta open her up.
Yeah, to do the whole thing. Yep.
Yeah. But I opened it up, took out the old battery, put in the new battery, put it all back together, prayed to Optimus Prime, turned it back on. Lo and behold, it turned on, and not only did it turn on, but the battery was charging again. And I was like, okay.
All right. That's good.
It made me feel really good, and it's like, maybe I might like try to, add some RAM to this later on.
Yeah.
And also, like, I've really been seriously considering, getting into like video game tinkering. Like, I've got like a couple PS2s that are in various levels of disrepair, and I've got like my original Switch that crapped out on me, and it's like, yeah, I'd like to, try to bring those back to life instead of just, junking them.
Yeah.
I think it'd be fun.
Yeah. So I don't really have anything as triumphant as that. I just, when I was at work today, I had a little bit of downtime, and we have a bunch of computers there. But you can't really do anything on them because they lock them out, except they're dumbasses and actually don't lock you out of them. We have one updated computer there that is like right behind where I work. And I was just like, okay, let me click here. And I clicked there, and I was like, oh, all they did was just take all of the apps off to where you can't see them. But if I click the all apps button, it takes me to everything, including the files and Windows. And I was like, oh, I could just fuck this computer up if I felt like it. And then I was like, but I'm not going to do that because that they would know it was me. And I was like, but what could I do? And I was sitting there, and I was like, I'm just going to start keeping my own little nice files. So I opened up good old Notepad and started writing things down, things I might need for work, such as the lyrics to Van Halen's Unchained. I just wrote all that down because I didn't have anything better to do. So that's there if I need it. So now if I need to train somebody on the job I do, and they go, I really need to know the lyrics to Van Halen's Unchained, I'm like, well, luckily for you, on the work computer back here, that's what I call it now. It's my work computer. I have the lyrics just here. And you can look that up.
I cannot tell you how badly I hope that exact scenario happens to you.
Yeah.
I want that more than anything.
I do too. Actually, I think the funniest scenario, and it sounds dire, well, it sounds bad, but the most comedic scenario I can think of is somehow somebody finds this, and I get in major trouble for it, and they fire me for it. And then I go to some other place, and they're like, well, why did you leave your other job? And I was like, I was fired for writing the lyrics to Van Halen's Unchained on a computer that they forgot to unlock or forgot to lock up. And that will make my life, actually. I don't even think nobody touches the thing. It's not even really hooked to anything. Cause I was like, let me dig into the settings and see what this is hooked up to. And it's like, it's hooked up to something, but I don't know what it is. I'm like, can I get in here and change the password? Yeah, I can. Oh, I could fuck this up. And it's like going over how bad I could do things. And I'm like, I'm not going to because it's fun to use it. And now I'm like, oh, it's got a little USB port on here. I wonder if I can. So now my new goal, which I was looking into a little bit while Julian and I were talking before the show, is to install Doom on the computer and see if I can play it. It's a touchscreen, so that's going to be difficult to play. But
I mean, you can get Doom to run on anything now.
I know. It's Windows integrated graphics. It's good enough to fucking play Doom, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And I just want to see if it'll let me install it. It'll let me save documents, so, and now I was looking into how do I hide the documents from the start screen just in case anybody presses that button, because it comes up on pinned, and I was like, I maybe should hide that actually. I don't want nobody to know what I'm doing.
I hope that you do get Doom installed on that computer, but it's just on there and you can't get out of it, and so it's just like going just like constantly.
Thankfully, there's no speaker on it. There's no sound. So it would just be that. I thought about, because I can change the background on it. Like the only file that they ever opened on this thing that I can tell. There's two that they threw out because they were in the recycle bin. Nobody fucking emptied the recycle bin. There was some sort of like a work related thing. Who cares? But the other thing was just the background image that they use for everything that they like. I don't think anybody ever opened the image. They just somehow just set that as the default background instantly. And that was the only thing that came up in recommended apps on the fucking Windows 11 thing. And I was like, let me open it just to make sure that's what the file is. Yep. That is literally the only file on the thing. But yes, I'm fascinated by what I can do on this piece of shit technology that I've been presented with. It even has like they didn't even take the Xbox like integration off of it. Like all of that shit's still there. You can get like I was like I could sign into my Xbox account from here. I'm not gonna do that because that's a stupid thing to do, but I could.
This is what Phil Spencer has always dreamed of.
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah. Just do it right at work. I was like, man, I could put solitaire on here. I can do all sorts of shit. But they took all the games off. They definitely made sure there were no games. Like it's a business account or whatever, but that nothing seems to be stopping me from fucking installing anything. And I really want to test that theory because that's my thing. I'm like, I bet money that's somehow locked behind something, but I can get into the settings and probably give myself administrator rights, and I may do it.
And like, okay, there is a version of this scenario where you do get fired for fucking with it. But,
you're right.
But at the same time, it's like literally what are you hurting?
Nothing.
Right? Like,
that's what I mean. And
like
I have a union. I have a union. It'll be fine. I'm not worried about this. But I bet I could tell people there like that are higher up than me. They'd be like, oh, how did you do that? They'd probably be like, oh, what? Why would you do this? But so far, like I said, I've just used it to write the lyrics to Van Halen's Unchained. And that I don't know why I did it, but I just did that. And then I was telling people about it. I was just like, so if you ever need to know the lyrics to Van Halen's Unchained, they're on the work computer. And then I kept asking people if they wanted to have me put things on file for them. I kept giving people assignments. I was like, hey, by the end of the day, could you find 10 Daryl Strawberry facts that you find interesting so I can put them on file on the work computer? Thank you. I would sincerely appreciate that.
There's another version of this scenario that ends with you getting some sort of weird, cushy, like, white, like promotion that puts you in an office somewhere.
That would be great. But I hope they're just like, why did IT not lock this up? How did you get into it? Maybe you know things. It was funny because I never see our IT department. They're there. They exist. But it's a factory, and it's full of like boomer ass motherfuckers that don't know shit about this stuff.
You're the IT man now, dog.
Pretty much. I've seen them, but I seen them today. I was walking past. I was like, there they are. This fucking. That's funny. I don't think they had anything to do with that computer being hooked up. And at some point, it probably will disappear, not because of anything I did, but because I think the thing that it's hooked up to will eventually disappear. But I don't know yet. But right now I'm going to enjoy it, and I'm going to try to install Doom and hope nothing bad happens.
You absolutely have to report back.
Yeah, no, I'm going to keep everybody updated on about what I put on file and what I'm able to install. So far, nobody's given me any good Daryl Strawberry facts, so I can't put that on the file. But we'll see how it plays out.
He was on an episode of The Simpsons.
Okay. That's he was on the episode. Fact. Yeah. That's a good Daryl Strawberry fact. Yeah, that is a good Daryl Strawberry fact. But
gigantism.
Right. Julian, when did Brian Wilson lie in bed? When did that happen? Because the Bare Naked Ladies are clearly liars. I'm trying to read about Brian Wilson's life, and they're not saying he was lying in bed like Brian Wilson did, and I feel lied to.
I mean, is that maybe like did he cheat on his wife? Is that maybe?
I don't think that was. I don't think that was what it is. I don't think that's what it was. You ever heard that Bare Naked Ladies song?
Which one?
I don't actually know the name of the song. I should probably look it up. I'll see.
I've heard a lot of. Well, I mean, not a lot of Bare Naked Ladies songs. I own like one album.
Yeah, no, this was like a weird one. This was like, I think, made before 1 week came out. No, I can find it if I just type Brian Wilson in.
So it might be the album that had The Old Apartment on it.
It was called Brian Wilson by Bare Naked Ladies.
Then I don't think I've actually heard that song.
Drove downtown in the rain, 5:30 on a Tuesday night, just check out the back nine record shop. They used to play it on local radio. See, I think they were from Canada, so that was right near where the radio station I was listening to was from. So they would play like a lot of their like really obscure shit, especially after they got popular.
Makes sense.
All right. What is this? Written by Steve? Okay. Tribute to the Beach Boys co-founder Brian Wilson. Obviously, it's named after him. It's number 18 on the Canadian singles chart. Oh my God, why will they not tell me why he was lying in bed? That's all I want to know. The song generated the story of a man whose life parallels that of Brian Wilson's Beach Boys, particularly during his time spent with psychologist Eugene Landy after Wilson was diagnosed with mental illness and more broadly with lyrics about suffering from comorbid mental illness and obesity. Okay, fine. All right, got it. All right, now that's why he was lying in bed. Now we know. We all learned something new today. All right, great. Let's continue the show. I'm ready.
That's one of those things that I've noticed recently. We've talked about it a little bit in previous episodes, but I'm definitely getting this thing where it's like people... and I don't want to throw any shade, but it's definitely like younger people on like YouTube or what have you, like making videos and stuff like that.
About
where
Brian
it's very
Wilson?
clear that they don't understand context.
Oh yeah.
Right. Or they just like, they don't take the time to do research. Right.
Yeah.
So I forget what it was. There was a short that I watched where it was talking about, oh yes. It was this person talking about this like this issue of She-Hulk, sensational She-Hulk, where she was jump roping naked, and then it was shown like that she was actually had a bikini on.
Okay.
But the context of that is that for months in like the letters page, people had been like there was some sort of thing between like because She-Hulk would like answer the letters like on the letters page. It was a very meta comic.
Yeah.
And so there was some sort of ongoing joke about if this thing happened, then she would jump rope naked. Right.
Okay.
And so eventually the thing happened. And so she had to jump rope naked. But then the joke was that she actually, she got around it somehow.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
To like get by the Comics Code Authority.
Right.
But that was the context. That's the joke.
Yes.
Right. But the person who made this video either didn't know that or just chose to omit it to, what have you. But then I was watching, dude, I'm still steaming about this. I was watching this YouTube video. The title was something like "Things I Learned from Playing Old Video Games," and I think the reason I clicked on it was because the actual thumbnail was not a very old video game as far as like we reckon.
Okay, yeah, you'll have that.
And so this guy spends like the first 8 or 9 minutes, and I didn't finish it, but it was like a 20-ish minute video, and he spends like the first 8 or 9 minutes talking about how playing older games where they couldn't focus on the graphics like they do today. So because they didn't have the good graphics, they could focus on things like gameplay and story. And his examples, Justin, are games that at the time were like the cutting edge of graphics, like Assassin's Creed 2 and Elder Scrolls Oblivion.
Yeah. Okay.
Those terrible looking games where we
they
can't
didn't
rely
care
on our
about
graphics.
back then. I'm like, dude, those games were mind blowing graphics wise when they came out. Are you fucking dumb?
Yeah. And thankfully, the comment section is rightly roasting this guy for that part because it's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Thank
but
God.
It's like one of those things where it's like, okay, I get if you weren't there,
if you
might
weren't
not
there,
know.
Yeah, you might not know. Right. Yes.
But it doesn't take that long to figure it out.
It doesn't take that long to like at least go through a timeline and go like, oh, okay, yeah, no. At that point in time, that would have been probably the best they had. Yeah.
I bought an Xbox 360 because of screenshots that I saw of Oblivion.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds exactly right. Oh,
yeah, it's interesting, man. Like it's one of those things, and I know Mike Fallick has been on me about this for a while, but because like it also burns me up when I see like, did you know this random fact about video games? And it's like something where I'm like, well, duh.
Yeah.
But I have to remember it's like, right, but I lived through it, right?
Yeah,
and there's a lot of people
there.
who didn't, so it is new to them.
It is new. Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, Beach Boys, they were hip hop. In conclusion.
Yes.
They were.
I loved the Beach Boys growing up.
Well, they talked about a lot of cars. They got around,
Mm-hmm.
Yep. None of the guys.
They were true to their school.
He'll hear it later, listeners. But yeah, okay. That's that. What are we doing now?
I don't know.
Okay.
Do you have others? I don't have a lot.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I got another thing I can talk about. I got another video game I can talk about. I wasn't sure if we wanted to do that. But you're right. We've talked about Brian Wilson enough on this podcast today.
Yes.
I also played a video game published by Sony Computer Entertainment America. I don't know who actually did it. I know it was Sony. It's called Rise of the Ronin, and it was brought up last podcast.
Okay.
Yes.
I was not aware it was an exclusive because
I was not aware it was either until I went to look it up because Weston was on the show last time and he was talking about it, and I was like, that kind of sounds interesting. I want to go check that out.
I saw you pop up, and I was like, "What the fuck is Justin doing on PlayStation?" Because
that was
you're either on your computer, or barring that, on your Xbox.
Yeah.
Like you only turn on your PlayStation for exclusives, and let's be fair, not a lot on there.
Not that much right now, but Rise of the Ronin is one of them. Surprisingly enough,
I was not aware.
Yeah, I didn't know that either because I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll go buy that on Steam real quick." I was like, "Oh, it's not on here." And then I had to look it up, and it's like, no, it's a PlayStation exclusive. I was like, fuck, I'm gonna boot that thing up for that? Which almost immediately was like, well, I guess I'm not playing that. But then I was like, what am I doing right now? Nothing. So
this is such a great example of the problem that Sony has as far as their games division goes, because what is the biggest complaint that people have about the PlayStation 5?
Yeah.
Not enough exclusives.
Right.
When they do get an exclusive, Sony doesn't do shit about it, right?
Yeah.
Like, I still can't believe that they did not shove Final Fantasy 16 down everybody's throats last year. Like, Square had to do all of that promotion. Yeah.
I wonder if that's like because they didn't do it themselves or whatever, like in house, and it's outsourced to some degree. I don't know.
Sure, but like you think about back to like Final Fantasy 7.
Oh yeah,
PlayStation 1, right? Like Sony marketed the shit out of that.
Yes,
game,
they did.
Right, and right now they're in a situation where there's because they're complaining about like, oh, the console sales are not where we want them to be right now, and it's like, well, maybe like advertise the shit that you actually have on your system that's worth buying it for, guys.
Well, to be fair, I don't know if Rise of the Ronin is one of those games that I would show off like that. So maybe. Here's the thing. Okay, I'm gonna give the TLDR on Rise of the Ronin up front. Is I think Rise of the Ronin is a bad video game. But I like it.
That's fair.
Okay.
Okay. That right there,
yes,
is also like a Way of the Samurai thing.
Yes.
When I reviewed Way of the Samurai 4 for PlayStation 3 at Pixelbit, I said, "Look, this is not a very good video game."
Yeah.
And my score reflects that.
Yeah.
But I can't stop playing it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of like that. It's a lot like that. So like, okay. How do I put this? Like as soon as like I started playing it and I remember it came up, like it makes you sit through, as far as I could tell, I could not figure out how to skip the opening cutscene that before the start menu. Like it was like, you can't skip this. I was like, why? You're going to make me sit here and watch this? I don't give a shit. All right, whatever.
Wait, so, does it then play a second time after you start the game?
No, a different scene plays after you start the game.
All right, that's fine then.
And yeah, it was fine. Like it's not that I'm complaining only a little bit. But you start the game, it plays a cutscene, and then you make two characters, which was I was like, okay, all right, that's cool.
Yeah. feel like that was the moment that Weston sold the game to you.
Absolutely. Once he was like, "Oh yeah, you make 2 of them," I was like, "Ooh, all right, I'm kind of into that. Let's see where that's going." And so I did that and made 2 characters. It's a Team Ninja game, so their character editor is very nice. They do a great job at those. You can do a lot with their stuff, and they look very good. So I made some pretty cool looking characters. I was like, okay, let's get into this game. And you start it does kind of the Neo to, like, they all kind of start similar, except for maybe Final Fantasy, like the one they made for that one, which I've already for Origins or whatever.
Stranger of
Paradise, that's the one. They all kind of start out like this, where it's like, okay, pick a weapon and pick another weapon, and now go fight, like do a tutorial weapon. Like you're kind of like picking like maybe your perspective build a little bit, like, okay, these kind of feel good, and you kind of swing. You can kind of switch them back and forth and figure out which ones you want to mess around with. And so I did that. And then the other you go fight the other character that you created, because that's your buddy, that's your blade twin. And I was like, okay, and it's teaching you all this stuff, and I'm like, okay, this seems fine. And then I got into like some more fights, and I still have it on normal. I started out on normal, by the way. And it does have like difficulty options, which is pretty cool, I think. And I start fighting. I'm like, and it kind of, it shows you the dodge and all that stuff, and I'm like, this combat seems okay. It seems pretty competent. And then like people start talking, and you're like, this is really weird voice acting though, isn't it? It's like they had the Japanese developers just do English and just record it. Like, it's very, very strange. And or just people that, I don't know where they found a lot of the people. Like, okay, it's a historical game, right? Like,
yes.
It's set in, basically Ishin, like a Dragon Ishin or whatever.
It's the exact same
time period.
Yeah. Shinsengumi all over the place. Like, I know that much from.
I haven't seen any Shinsengumi, unless those are the guys that I'm messing with right now.
You will, because like
I'm sure
Sakamoto Ryoma is literally in the game.
No, I know. I've met him. He's the first guy you meet after stuff happens. And I was like, oh, okay, that's funny. So and that's exact. I'm glad you brought him up, because he's the one I wanted to talk about, because he shows up and I'm like, okay, this whoever this is really, this is off-putting. They got like, whoever did the voice acting is like, I don't know what the accent is, because I'm American and I'm very stupid, but there's definitely like a very thick European accent of some kind. Like, I don't know how to put it. And it's really, really weird.
Yeah.
You have to hear it to know what I'm talking about. But he'll just show up and he's like, I'll show up when you're in a fight or whatever. And it's like, okay, like, this is really weird how you're talking, man. But like, that's just how he talks. That's Ryoma Sakamoto. You don't fuck with him, I guess.
Well, because like there's, I've noticed like that they will try to do that with dubs to try to get across like the region of Japan.
Yes.
To try to map it to what you know in the West.
Right.
Like, obviously, like I think it's the Kansai.
yes,
like
dialogue.
That's the one where it's all they kind of talk like country bumpkins a little bit.
That's always what they've gone for in that aspect. Yeah. I don't think that's what they're doing here, though.
Oh, okay.
I don't think that's what they're doing here. There's some, maybe it is, and I'm just too stupid to get it, or it's just not translating well to me. But like you'll meet some people. There's also like people that are just Americans in there. Like, the Americans are there. Like, you just go, you just go find them, and there they are. Like, I mean, the very first, like, the intro mission is you go aboard an American ship and you're gonna fight fucking Matthew Perry. You're just gonna do that. Not the actor, but the Commodore. He existed.
Is he the guy that you fought at the end of Ishin, or?
Might have been.
That was a different guy, I think.
Might have been. I don't know. Was there an American in that? I can't remember.
I feel like there was. But no, I think you were fighting a British guy at the end. So.
That guy, right?
Yeah.
Man, I don't remember.
I think we would have made the Matthew Perry joke if we
had
seen him in that game.
I can't
I don't remember
remember
doing that.
But he's here in this one. So anyway, you fight him like as he's like the first boss you fight and stuff like that. But anyway, like he's just an American dude, and then there's like people that are like they're. It sounds like, and I'm not 100% sure. It sounds like a Japanese person is like doing English with a British accent. It is the weirdest shit I've ever heard. Like I can't.
Yeah, that is weird.
I'm explaining it, and I'm like, no, you just need to hear it. Like it's wild how it sounds. It doesn't matter. The story isn't fucking very good anyway. So most of the time I'm just like, I don't care. Just skip. I don't care what anybody has to say about this. I tried for a while, and I was like, none of this matters. None of this is interesting. Nothing like this. You're not there for the story. You're just like, yep, I'm just going to go over here and I'm going to fight some men, and that's going to be fun. That's kind of what the game is.
Is it a problem with the writing? Because I really did like the story of Like a Dragon Ishin. Like, and again, it's almost the same.
It's 100% the writing and the performances and all of that stuff. None of it's interesting. It's just who fucking cares? Like, but it's at the same time that level of voice acting reminds me of old video games, and I find it charming to some degree. Like, I don't know how to explain that either. Where I'm like, oh, this is just dumb, and I kind of enjoy that. Because like there's.
So look, we lived through the era when like translations and
were not great.
Voice acting were not good.
It's a lot like that. It reminds me of old video games, and I kind of dig it for that reason.
It is surprising, but
the level. That's what I mean. It's. I can't sit here and with all good faith be like, it's an excellent video game, and I'm like, no, it has so many flaws. Like there are so many, and this is just one of them. It's very off-putting in that aspect. Like the story's just, I mean, it is what it is. You're not there for the story. You're there to fight men. You're gonna fight men with a sword, and that's what you're gonna do. Or a
Did you
spear.
show a man?
I showed a man. What? Well, sometimes the men show you. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Now I was getting along with the combat decently. I find it a little weird at times because so its main thing is it's trying to mimic sword play. So there is a dodge, but it's mostly just to create distance, and you're just trying to just time parries, right? Mm-hmm. But the parry has its own a hitbox on it. It's really weird and hard to explain. Like, so you'll hit the parry button, and there's a window that is going off that will parry a strike, right? But it also will play an animation that has a hitbox, and you can kill people with the parry animation, like hitting them, and it will and it is that old really dumb video game thing where I just hit that man in his leg and his head flew off because it just doesn't know how to register shit sometimes, and it's just but I'm but that was funny and I enjoyed it. So that was good.
That's selling me on it. I'm not going to lie.
Dude, I'm serious. It is very that era of video games. And I kind of love that shit. Now the timing of the parries feels like it wants a little too much from me. At least on normal it did, because I was fine with it for a long time. And it was I was kind of getting my ass handed to me here and there, but I could usually figure it out because a lot of it seems like the enemy attacks are based on just fucking you up timing wise. They'll have just enough a delay to where you'll think you have it and you don't. It fucks you up, and you need to be right on it a lot of the time for it to work. And I got to one fight where the guy it was like a boss fight kind of, and the guy just comes straight at you, and I was like, I can't make fucking heads or tails where the hell what I'm even looking at. I died about 20 times, and about halfway through that, the game went, hey, do you want to turn the difficulty down? I was like, no, game, I'm going to get this. I swear to you, I'm going to get it. And then I died about 20 more times, and then the game was like, you sure you don't want to turn the difficulty down? I was like, fine, I'll turn the difficulty down. You're right. And then I turned it down. I was like, oh, the parry timing feels like it should now. That's really weird. It was it like they were doing the same stuff. The boss was like the attacks were the same, but I was like, the parry timing just feels better. Like it's a little bit more generous. I'm like, this is good. I like this. This is okay.
So I didn't play a lot of Star Wars Jedi Order.
Yeah.
Like the first one of those.
Yeah.
But I did play a little bit of it. And one of the things that I liked in the options was that, because I think that one has a difficulty setting as well, but I put it on normal, but you could actually change the parry timing window.
Yes.
And so I just opened that up just a little bit. I think I set it like one, set easier.
Yep.
It didn't change the difficulty of the game. It's just like, I just want to compensate for me being over the age of 25, guys. Like,
and literally, like it didn't feel like I made it. When I changed the difficulty, it felt like I was like, oh yeah, this is perfect. Like it wasn't like the AI. Sometimes you turn things down to easy and like it's just like the AI is just gonna stand there and let you beat the shit out of them for the most part. This wasn't like that. It was like, no, they're still gonna fucking try and they're gonna hit you if you fuck up, but it's just a little bit more gentle with your timing and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's what I want. This is fun now. This feels correct to me. Like I was like, I'm having a good time. And like I said, it's not a good video game, but it's not the worst thing you'll ever play. It's really weird. It's very much an open world thing. It's the open world stuff that there is to do is kind of like, yeah, I guess you put that there. I guess I can go do that. I don't know. Some of it's like, hey, you're just gonna go kill these men. And I'm like, I'll go kill some men. I don't give a fuck about them. And you do that, and it's nothing really interesting. That's kind of it. You're just like, there's nothing really interesting happening in this game. I think it's probably one of those things where I'm like, I don't know how long I was into it because it doesn't really give you a good hour count anywhere that I could find. But I would say I'm like 20 hours or so into it. And I'm like, I feel like I'm just getting started in this game. I found everything on this map. I don't know if there's more maps to unlock.
Well, that's what Weston was saying. He said there were, I think, like 4.
Is there?
Areas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's fair. Okay.
I think more. In that respect, they're definitely going for the Ghost of Tsushima thing.
Yeah, which is probably too long because I'm already like, yeah, this is wearing out its welcome, and I haven't even done everything. So
yeah. I think the biggest mistake that I made on Ghost of Tsushima was going for the platinum, but it was the summer of 2020, and I didn't have anything better to do. Yeah, I get it. But yeah, I remembered like doing every damn thing in that first area, and then opening up the second area, and I was like, all right, fine, I guess I can do this again. And then when the third area opened up, I was like,
the third area was, man. Yeah, the third area was too much. The third area was just bad. Oh man, that was what did me in on that game too.
Yeah.
But yeah, this might be similar in that case, but like some of the shit is just super funny to me. So they have like a faction system going on, right? Like I think maybe the people that you're joining are the Shinsengumi. I don't actually know, but they're anti-shogun. They deem it anti-shogunate or the the shogunate people. You're going to be for the government or against the government. And the for the government people are all like British dudes and shit. So you just go there and they're just like, yo, cheerio, chap. And you're like, hey, all right. And they have mustaches and shit. I'm like, these guys are hilarious. I'm with these dudes. I don't give a fuck. And like Matthew Perry's just there and he's just like, hey man, how's it going? I know who you are. You tried to kill me that one time, but let's be friends now. And I'm like, yeah, let's do that. And it's so stupid. You can have like you're just becoming friends with all these like the Ryomu Sakamoto. He's there. He's like, we're buds now. This is cool, right? I'm like, I guess. I don't know, man. It's so weird. It's such a weird game. They have like there's an online system where like you can send out dogs to get stuff. And they'll come back, and then you can pet other people's dogs. And I'm like, I like petting dogs. This is nice. You got to find cats. You got to sneak up on the cats because the cats they don't like you petting them. But once you pet them, then they're okay with it. So you gotta sneak up on some of them, but not all of them. Just some of them, and they'll let you know when it's like, what is this game? I don't know what's happening at any point in time, but you're doing it. Eventually, you're just like, yeah, fuck it, sneak up on the cat. I don't know, man. Then it's got a lot of stuff where it's just like, hey, take a picture of this thing, and I'm like, fuck you, I'm not doing that. Oh man, what a weird game. It gets. My biggest kind of complaints about it is I think it's hideous looking. I don't know what it is about it. I think that game is hideous. Like, it doesn't really have a style. It's just, it is what it is. Mm-hmm. But it just doesn't look very good. It's not an asset flip game, but it kind of reminds me of that sometimes where you're out in the world, you're just like, there's something cheap looking about it that I can't put my finger on.
I had completely, when we were talking about this game with Weston last week, I had completely forgotten that they also did Wo Long. Because I was like, the last game they did was Stranger in Paradise, which was a couple of years ago. It's like, oh no, they've been kind of cranking these out almost yearly.
Yes, and it's starting to show. And this is, I think, their first like open world one that I know of, unless Wo Long was like that, but I don't think it was.
No, it's not. And so that's why I was going to say is like, that's probably where, like, especially considering that they released this a year after Wo Long, like,
as much as I'll bitch about Ghost of Tsushima, as much as I'll bitch about Ghost of Tsushima and stuff like that, like the world was beautiful in that game and like was very well thought out for the most part. And this one is just like, I don't know, we put this over here. Right. it's like oh cool, an ugly looking village or whatever. Great. But everything just looks kind of bad. And to boot, I could forgive that if they did that. And maybe it's me because I'm playing a fucking action game, so I want the frame rate to be good. So you prioritize that. You have the option to do that. And maybe it's because I picked that it looks like shit. I don't know. But here's the other thing. I'm putting it in the performance mode, and it still gets really framey in spots. Like it just it gets bizarrely framey.
I've been thinking about this because there was definitely when Dragon's Dogma 2 came out, that was the big issue.
Yeah,
right? On all platforms.
Yes.
Right. Console especially, but even PC was having issues.
Yeah.
But I think the PC is it sounds like it was just not optimized.
It wasn't well optimized, and unless you have like a supercomputer, which like when I played it, Dragon's Dogma, which by the way I played 20 more minutes of after we were talking about it, and I was like, yeah, no, this is not for me. I've officially decided. Yeah, no, I tried. I was like, yeah, there's something about this. I can't even do it.
Yeah. It's definitely, I can tell that it's not a game for everybody. And again, like I had said, it might be a thing where I play it for like 20 hours and I've had my fill, but I'm happy.
I respect it so much. I think it is such a neat game. I think it is so cool. All the things it is doing. I have so much love for the fact that thing exists. I love that I bought it. I don't like it at all. That's exactly, that's how I feel about that game. But anyway, Dragon's Dogma, my PC, I didn't have any problems with it, but
your PC is a beast.
It is, yeah, and that's the thing, like
right, and that's kind of what I was getting at because so the PlayStation 5 Pro is all but confirmed at this point, right? Like the Digital Foundry guys were like after the rumor came or the leak came out, they were like, yeah, no, this is in line with what we've already seen. Like, we can say that now. It's like, okay, so this is a thing, and I'm like, but I was like kind of watching stuff. Was like, I don't know if this doesn't seem like it's actually really worth it for an upgrade. But then I was thinking, well, one, I like new hardware. It's kind of a thing for me. Two, we are definitely getting to a point with video game consoles where they're not the big leaps that they used to be anymore, right? And this generation will always feel weird in the sense that like it never really felt like it got off the ground because of the pandemic, and the supply chain double whammy, right?
Yes.
Things like Unreal 5 not really like being a thing for like 2 years into the cycle. Yeah. We're only now seeing those games come out, so things like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, if I get a new one, I can also like give my old one to my friends in Colorado so that, because like a big thing is like with the next expansion of Final Fantasy 14, they're upping the graphics by quite a bit.
You're right.
Right. And they're still going to support PlayStation 4 and everything.
Yeah.
But I could see a situation in a few years where that's no longer the case. And it's like,
Right.
okay, well, I don't need this anymore. You can take it. And
Right.
you have the benefit of that. So that might be worth it. But I was also thinking, like, even if, like, they went to a like iPhone model where there was like a new PlayStation 5 coming out like every year.
Yeah.
That was just like slightly better. That would still be cheaper for me than buying a beast of a PC.
right.
Right.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I could see a situation down the line where I do end up just kind of floating towards the PC realm just
It's
because,
possible.
it
Yeah.
is kind of a bummer when, you're really excited about the new hardware and then it's like, oh, it's actually not as good as, we thought it was.
Yeah, PCs actually,
Yeah.
Well, now you get into a scenario, especially with consoles, where like, the new PC thing is gonna be that, but consoles are trying to hit a price point. Like they don't want it to go over certain things, so they have to build it to that. But the other edge of the sword there is that, like, well, most games are going to be dubbed down so that they can be put on that. So, there's that aspect of it as well. But it's
a whole thing.
Do what feels good, Julian. That's what I say.
Yeah. I mean, things, this was a bad week. Like it very, very well may be a thing where we get down to it. It's like, oh, I just can't do it.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
Yeah. Right. But yeah, anyway, the Rise of the Ronin, it gets very framey in spots. It's very long way to say that, but yeah, it really gets like very noticeable. Like I was like, oh man, it's struggling over here. It's weird. What a weird fucking video game. That's like every time I play it, I'm just like, this game is so fucking bizarre. Yeah. It feels so like pasted together. But like at the same time, like I play it, I'm like, yeah, no, I'll just sit here for hours and do this. This is fine. Cause it's right. Kind of mindless and relaxing at the same time. You're like, yeah, just go fight these guys. I'm going to go fuck these wolves up. Fuck them. I don't care about these wolves. Just shit like that. I think you might get into it to some degree cause it's not full blown like Ghost of Tsushima, but like that like aspect of like, the Tenchu ninja shit is in there where you're like, you can sneak around and okay. Kind of do that stuff. Like that stuff is there, like,
I did really end up enjoying the combat in Stranger of Paradise, which is the only one of these games that I've played.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, I just wish you'd make another Stranger of Paradise because you should do this for Final Fantasy 2 and 3 also, guys.
I think if they wanted to go, I think if they ever made another one of these types of games and really wanted to go in on that route, if Team Ninja did, I should say, all they really need to do is just make the grappling hook more of an actual grappling hook and you're in. Because like it's more of like it has to be the set point or whatever for you to be able to grapple onto it.
Yeah.
But like if you could just like anywhere just grapple onto it, the workaround is kind of, and it's a fun this is kind of my favorite part about the stealth thing is like, okay, if you get up high enough and you just use your glider because you have a little glider thing that you can glide over top of guys. And you can then just drop off the glider and fucking assassinate them.
Yeah.
And if there's two of them, if you have the right skill thing, you can hit the other guy right after it. It's like, oh, that felt pretty good. It's pretty fun.
Mordor shit.
It's pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty fun. So yeah, it has its strong points. It's just like nothing in the story is any good. Like just go in just knowing it's probably not going to be very good.
Yeah,
and
sounds like I might just end up playing this one in Japanese, which I usually don't do.
I don't. I didn't even think about turning that option on. I should have probably done that. The English dub is very... honestly, no, you should play it in English. It's hilarious. I think it's really funny.
Yeah. Get that early aughts.
Yeah. If you
vibe.
want that vibe, man, that's the vibe I get every time I play it. I'm like, this is such weird dialogue. Everybody talks weird, and I kind of am here for it. I don't know. I fought a Frenchman with a sword and shield yesterday. Yeah, that was yesterday. That was wild. He's like, you're from the French army. You're probably some guy from history. And I'm just like, this is fucking stupid as shit, man. I love it. Oh man. But yeah, and then I've just embraced that. I'm just like, yeah, I'm just this weird disgraced ninja, or not really a disgraced ninja. I don't really know how you put it. I'm just this Ronin person, and I'm just running around. But I'm into these British guys. They're being real nice to me, so I'm gonna be okay with them. The politics are so murky in the game. Like, I don't know who's the good guy anymore, because they. I'm just like, I don't even know. Which I think is intended. So if that's what they're going for, God bless them.
Right.
But yeah, Rise of the Ronin. What a strange video game that I enjoy.
Ronin. Just Ronin.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh man, the light in your eyes just died.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We're gonna move on from that. Julian, what do you want to do now? What are you doing now?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Big Dumb Quiz.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. My name is Spence Sterling, and we're here for Big Dumb Quiz. Today, we have Justin Ham, a chicken fertility expert from Okmulgee, Oklahoma. Welcome to the show.
All right, hi.
Your question, Justin.
Okay.
Who is the best Bruce Campbell in video games?
Okay.
A. Bruce Campbell in Pitfall 3D for PlayStation 1.
Okay.
B. Bruce Campbell in Spider-Man 2 for PlayStation 2.
Okay. All right.
C. Duke Nukem in Duke Nukem 3D on PC. Your answer.
Wait, was that actual Bruce Campbell?
Fuck you, it's Big Dumb Quiz.
Okay. I would say B. Spider-Man 2 Bruce Campbell's pretty fun.
Judges? Ooh, I'm sorry. The correct answer was Bruce Campbell in Broken Helix on PlayStation 1.
Well, that wasn't an option. I felt there was a trick here, so yeah, that's fire.
That's been Big Dumb Quiz.
Yeah.
See you next time.
I like how you don't answer me when I say things, when I call your bullshit out. It's fine.
I'm going somewhere with this. Just let it cook.
I was just yelling at the character, whoever the hell that was.
Yeah, no, Spence is gone.
I was
he'll be
just
back
yelling
another
at them.
time.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. I don't like him. I don't like them very much.
Let's see. I tried a couple things.
Okay.
Well, I guess try is a weird word because there are things that I've played already, but a couple things got added to Game Pass, right? And I was kind of desperate to have something to talk about on the show.
That makes sense, yeah.
But also, like, one of them was something that I told myself is like, I don't want to pay money for this game, but when it comes to Game Pass, I will give it a shot, which is Diablo IV. I have personal reasons for not particularly wanting to put money into that sucker. But also I had played I tried one of the like network test demos or whatever, and I wasn't really feeling it anyway. So I didn't feel that pull to actually, I didn't get that FOMO thing like when it came out to be like, well, I gotta experience it for the zeitgeist. Like I just didn't.
Yeah, I really didn't either. But yeah, I
bored.
Played, yeah, I was bored.
Yeah. So I think I've found the solution for my insomnia.
Oh, okay.
And it is Diablo IV. Justin.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Just play that.
Yeah, every time that I fired it up this week, I play it for maybe half an hour, and I am just overtaken with the urge to sleep.
Yeah, that's about right. That sounds about right.
I haven't gotten that far at all. I'm like level 7. No, because I was level 7. I'll tell you some bullshit in a second.
Yeah.
Went ahead and made a barbarian lady again, like I did in the demo. This time I made Marissa from Street Fighter 6, which makes me smile.
Right.
And it's kind of the same thing that I told you when I played it the first time last year. Like, I personally like the more cartoony, like Blizzard style of the graphics of Diablo 3, which I know that was like the thing that was the problem with Diablo 3 for most people.
Yeah.
Right? People who played the first 2 games hated what Diablo 3 was. But since that's the one that I cut my teeth on.
Yeah, I liked the old gritty ass style to the first couple games or whatever,
And also, like I've been a fan of that style, right? Because, like, that's what World of Warcraft looks like. Yeah. That's what StarCraft looks like, right? Like, at this point, though, I will say that I'm kind of fucking sick of that style because it became the style for everything. Yeah. Right? Because Fortnite took that style. Right. And because Fortnite took that style, now everything is that style. Oh, yeah. So when I see it now, I'm like, oh, no, I don't want to engage with this.
Right.
But I really do like the presentation of Diablo 4, especially, like, how they integrate your character more into the story. Like, there's actual, like, cutscenes where it kind of zooms in on your character and you see them talking and moving around, where, you know, Diablo 3, it was always done from the overhead perspective. So, you know, you felt very disconnected from the character in the story parts. And, you know, I do like how deep the skill tree is. Like, I'm kind of building towards this, like, bleed and, like, threatened build where I do more damage when enemies are threatened and or bleeding, and I stack bleed on them, you know, and so, like, I've already been kind of moving in that direction even at these low levels, but it just feels so slow.
Yeah.
Compared to Diablo 3, like, you know.
Oh, it's there's something about it that I don't know what it is. Like, I was pretty okay with it for, like, a little while. I wonder if it's, like, the open world part of it that really kind of drags it out, maybe?
Well, that's part of it for sure. But even just, like, from like a moment to moment gameplay standpoint, for me at least, like, the character seems to walk a little slower than I would like them to.
Yeah.
They swing their weapons slower than I would like them to. Enemies are spongier than I would like them to be.
Right.
Like, even in the early levels, right? Where it's like, so I've played through Diablo 3, I don't even know how many times at this point. Right? Like, I have put hundreds upon hundreds of hours into that game over the last 10 years. I don't remember how it was when the game launched. If you told me that they kind of sped up the process over time, I would believe you. But I can tell you from memory that, like, when you start Diablo 3, the first enemy that you kill takes, like, 2 hits. And then the second enemy that you kill takes, like, 2 hits. And then you level up for your first time. Yeah. And then you get to the first, like, battle in front of the town gate. You kill those enemies and you level up again. Right. Right. Like, and that is the cadence of the game, right? From the jump.
Just constant. Yeah.
Yes. Diablo 4 ain't that.
No, it's not. Very much not. No, you're gonna go through some shit before you level up. Yeah.
Yeah. And I got to, like, that first town where, like, they stop you at the gate because you have to, like, you know, like, inscribe something on this thing and burn it. I was like, oh, right, I hated this. Yeah, I don't know why you're... And I remember the developer saying, like, no, this is, like, a really important piece of world building where we slow you down and blah, blah. It's like, no, it's Diablo. I don't give a shit. Like, let me go kill the enemies and get the loot.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, I stopped there, ended my session. I don't remember how I ended my session. That's important for me to point out.
Right.
But then a day later or 2 days later, I fired it back up. And I was no longer at that town, Justin.
Oh, okay.
I was at the place before that town, and I was actually a level lower than I was.
Oh, it just didn't save. Nice.
It didn't save, and I was like, and I was like, okay, well, it's not that far. I'll just. But then the itis came upon me again.
Yeah,
and I just wanted to sleep, and I was like, yeah, no, I think I'm good.
It doesn't really get any better than that, honestly. Like, I mean,
yeah, man, like.
You can go, like, even, like, the dungeons kind of, like, I think what made me play it for, like, even as long as I did, which wasn't that long considering how long I play a lot of stuff for, right?
I thought you had finished. I thought you finished it and then you were just like, okay, I'm done. Like,
no.
I
played
credits.
I didn't get anywhere close to that. I didn't even go. I did, like, some opening bits, like I did, and I think I played up. I don't remember how far the open beta went. I only played it during that, remember? And then it came out.
No, but you bought it.
Yeah, I did. And then it came out, and then I fell completely off of it.
Okay, I guess I misunderstood when you were talking about it after.
Oh yeah, no. I did not get very far in that game because I kind of got the same thing that you had, where I was just like. It had been so long since I'd played a Diablo game that I was like, oh yeah, I'm having a good time with this at first. And then, like, slowly over time, I was like, did I ever really have a good time with these games? Like, I was like, no, I did. Like, I think back and I'm like, no, Diablo 1 was a blast. Like, that was a time and place that I had a really fun time with that game. I'm like, this is not that. This is just like, I don't know. There's something about it. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. And like, I have played other, action RPGs like this since Diablo 3. And, I've had my fun with them, but nothing has ever been like Diablo 3 for me. There's something about that game, and it's one of those forever games for me. Yeah. Right. Where I can always just, jump back into it, and I'm kind of slowly chipping away at trying to get like all of the achievements, right? Like, I'm still trying to get like every class to level 70. I think I've just got like a couple left. Yeah. And then I've still got to like do that on a hardcore play, which that's always like, it's a fun roll of the dice, but then demoralizing when, I'm so close and then the character dies and they're gone forever. Like, but I don't know what it is. I mean, I think part of it is it's just like really finely tuned, and part of that they did over time. So there is definitely a scenario rather down the line where Diablo 4 becomes a thing where I'm like, oh no, now this is something that I want to sink my teeth into.
But at the same time, the thing that makes me never want to play it again is that they're like, they change it season by season or whatever, because they're like, this season it's all about this stuff, and I'm like, so what is the game even then? Like, Diablo 3 did that also. I know, and I don't like that.
Yeah, but you don't have to engage with it if you don't want to. Like, I didn't mess with seasons on Diablo 3 until like very late in my time with the game.
You might be right. I'm not sure how it works on this one. Unless it's maybe
I didn't start a season character when I started the
game. On 4. Oh, so it is a thing. It is a different thing. Okay,
it's a different thing, right? So the way it works is like every time that a season starts, you start a new season character. Okay, they're a thing. At least if it's anything like Diablo 3's seasons, it is an accelerated like process through the game. Okay. Right? And so the things that you were doing for the seasonal stuff is like, oh yeah, go kill this boss, go do this, this quest, blah, blah, blah. But you're doing them in like a faster thing. Okay. And then when the season ends, and if you do all the stuff in the season, then you're going to get like really awesome gear. And then that character becomes just a regular character that you can mess with. Or whatever. Okay. Now I know some people like Jeff Gerstmann complain about that because he just wants to keep leveling his existing character.
Yeah, I think that's what I would be into, but I'm not sure.
And that's totally fair. And like I said, I continued just leveling like, I kept going with new characters, but like I wasn't doing any of the season stuff because I was like, oh, that sounds weird. Like, I'm just going to do this. Yeah. But at the same time, once I got into it, I was like, oh no, like there's some cool shit in here.
Oh, I believe it. I'm not doubting that.
And since I, ultimately wanted to like get every class to the max level anyway, right? It wasn't really much of a thing. It was a fun way of
doing that, right?
Doing that, yeah,
that makes sense.
But for my first time on Diablo 4, I was like, well, no, I'm not going to start a season character because like I want to see what the base game looks like. But I might be done already. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, it's tough, man. Like I said, I don't think I'll ever touch that game again. But like, I don't know. I fell off 3 too as well. Like when it was good, like I just like something about this just doesn't do anything for me, and I don't know.
Yeah, you don't have the loot lust that I do.
I don't, and that's the thing. I'm glad we said that. That's my weirdest problem with Rise of the Ronin. Sorry to bring that back up. No, it has the Team
I'm surprised
Ninja.
You hadn't.
Yeah, it's the Team Ninja fucking loot problem where they just throw fucking nonstop loot at you, and it's all fucking trash for the most part. And oh my god, and it's all like the same. Like it all cosmetically is mostly the same, and you're just like, oh.
That was a bit of a problem for me in Stranger of Paradise.
Yes.
But the thing about the gear in Stranger of Paradise, which was so cool that I think was overlooked by a lot of people that were criticizing that game, is that you could mix and match gear to where you were leveling multiple jobs at the same time.
Yeah. This doesn't have anything like that.
Right. Yeah.
This is just like, I don't know, you get +5 / damage or something. I don't know. I'm like, man, none of this shit means anything. I don't fucking care. Right. Like, it's, yeah, Team Ninja really, you would think they would fucking learn by now how to like get better at this.
Yeah, it's been a complaint on all of them.
Yes, on literally just about all of them, and they're still like, no, just same thing. Like, okay, just oh god, they gotta clean it up, man. It is a mess. Like you get so much shit in your fucking inventory and you're just like, what am I supposed to do with all this? I guess I'll sell it. And then money feels like it means nothing sometimes until you don't have enough of it for like one thing. You're just like, okay, what a weird game. Oh, anyway, sorry, bring it back up.
No, yeah. I expected you to talk about it.
I forgot. Yeah, I'm glad you meant. As soon as you said the word loot, I'm like, oh yeah, that was the fucking thing.
Listen to me. It's time. No, I can't, Marco. I know you crave the blood just like I do. Oh, how could we have inherited it? Such a curse. It's weird. Our vampire curse, which causes us to crave the blood of pretentious, publicly funded radio hosts. It's a weird vampirism. Oh, in Italy, we don't have this. We might. I didn't look up Italy, and when I lived there, I was really stupid. You live there, the guy doing the voice, it doesn't matter. Listen, will you crave it, the blood, just as much as I do? Come on, let's take this one to the basement. I can't. I know, I see the bloodlust in your eyes. Oh, it's true. It's true, Marco. The way Ira Glass sit down there, I want to eat his brains. Is that what we do with our vampire? I just want to eat NPRs. Here, drag this party with me. Oh, this one will be juicy. We have to let them starve. They sit down there. It's haunting. I can't take it. To go into the catacombs of our pizza business where we keep chained up NPR hosts that we must eat because of our Italian curse to be a weird type of werewolf vampire that must eat the blood of publicly funded radio hosts. Oh... They talk to each other, doing little narratives and news stories about their parts of their cage. I can't take it anymore. Here, let me open the basement. Oh, look how close my eyeglasses is to a microphone. I can't resist anymore. Yes, feed. I'm going to overhear and eat the news and weather guy. Why they have one of those for NPR? They still read the time. No, their bread are so juicy.
That's Diablo 4. It's around.
That is Diablo 4.
Yeah.
Did you have anything else, Justin?
I don't know.
Chill.
I do have something else.
Yeah, okay.
It's the time for somebody pressed the 311 button. It was me. I did it. It's time for the 311 fact of the week or the day or the hour. I don't know. Here it is. This is 311 minute. There is no information available on the internet as to whether or not any of the band is lactose intolerant. That's your 311 fact for the day. I looked, couldn't find anything. So we'll never know if they can enjoy ice cream without getting a rumbly tummy. Yes. And that's your 311 minute. Thank you for listening.
Chill.
All right.
Now, are you updating the tally on the 311 minutes?
Yes.
Are you remembering to do that?
Yes, I'm glad you said something. We're at 10 now. So
okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
I don't want to get like 50 episodes in and you're like, oh, I forgot. I haven't been checking it since like episode 9.
No, it's been updated. Yep. And it's at the top of my notes. 311 tally. We're at number 10. Doing a good job. Keeping track of these things. I guess the only other thing we could do, I don't know. It sounds like it's been a week for you.
It's been a week for me. I've got a couple other things, but I didn't know if you had anything else.
Well, it's been a week for me too. Like I woke up this morning at about 1:30 in the morning. to go to work, and I just want to go. You want to go to space with me? Let's go to space.
Go to space? It'd be really odd. Yeah, I would like to go to space.
All right, let's go to space. All right, let's do that. Let's get in. We'll strap in real quick, and we'll go to space. All right, we're in space now. We can talk about it, whatever.
I feel so safe up here. Oh my god!
That's a weird way to put it. Okay.
You never saw the South Park with John Travolta in the closet?
I don't think I did. No.
Okay. Well, it was actually Tom Cruise in the closet, but John Travolta goes in there to get him out of the closet, and then he's like, "Oh, I feel so safe in here. Oh my god!"
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
That does sound like John Travolta. Yeah. You ever think about like racehorses? Like why? How do they get the name when they're racehorses?
I always feel bad for the racehorses whenever I hear a racehorse's name.
Yeah, right.
It's always like the worst possible shit.
Yeah, right. It's always weird. It's just it's like some guy's like inside joke that nobody gets.
Yeah, and it's always like a sentence. Like it's not even like a like a traditional name. It's like a phrase.
Yeah, it's like a phrase. Like you're named a phrase. Like what if your name was a sentence? It sounds fucked up. It's kind of fucked up, man. Like, but I mean, MC Hammer had a racehorse. It was named Dance Floor, and that's
not real. Shut up.
That's you can look that up. That's real.
Man, that man was not good at spending his money.
No, he was not. Now I'm going to confirm that because I mean,
famously bad at spending his money. I remember when the fall of MC Hammer happened.
Oh yeah, that comes up immediately. It was the 1992 Kentucky Derby. He had Dance Floor. MC Hammer. Yeah.
His funds hit the floor.
They sure did. Not long after that. That's the one Secretariat.
That's a famous one. I took my mom to see the movie based on that horse. My mom loved horse racing. Like I think if she could have gone to the Kentucky Derby, she would have.
I'm glad we're in space. Now I can look up horse racing video games without being judged because I meant to do that today.
No judgment in space.
Yeah, no. But yeah, like when it comes to horses and their names, like we should let them pick the names. Like what do you think they name themselves? Yeah, that's a good name though.
Well, I mean that would be if you let them name them. That's what you would hear.
That's true.
Unless you ask Mr. Ed. And you should always ask Mr. Ed.
Like, well, if they could, like, if we gave them the power to talk or whatever, and then they could talk and they could tell us what they'd want to be named. Do you think it'd be like, my name's like Kyle?
Definitely. Yeah, I was gonna say call me Morris.
Yeah. Kyle.
That's what I was thinking.
And then Kyle the murderer. And you're like, wow, that's pretty extreme, Kyle. Well, I've killed him. What are you gonna do?
All the horses demand to have a title.
Yeah, Kyle the murderer, the racehorse. It's a double title, which is impressive.
Well, the racehorse part is implied.
No, it's in the title. It's a comma. No, it's in the name. They really go all out with it.
Oh, okay.
It's like Street Fighter the movie, the game. It's Kyle the murderer, the racehorse.
Right.
The other thing I've been thinking about is, you ever think about Elton John's song "The Candle in the Wind"? You ever think about when he wrote it that he was just under like extreme duress, like somebody was holding a gun to his head the entire time?
I mean, I do now.
Yeah, because it's about like what Marilyn Monroe. She died, but the entire song is like he's like goodbye Norma Jean. Though I never knew you at all. It sounds like somebody's in the room, like you're gonna write a song about Marilyn Monroe. He's like, I don't really know anything about them. You're gonna fucking write a song about them. And he's like, okay, here we go. I guess we're doing this. He's like, oh, I never knew you at all. And he makes it work because he's Elton John, right? Like,
well, yeah.
It's the entire thing.
And then the same people knocked on his door when Princess Diana died.
Yeah, and he's just like, this again. All right, fuck, man. God damn it.
I'm just trying to live my life.
Yeah, he's like even the chorus of the song. It sounds like he says that line, right? He's like, though I never knew you at all, and they're like, Elton, and he's like, oh, you were the one others clung to when those around you fall. He's like, okay, all right, that's better. And it seems to me you live your life like a candle in the wind. And he's like just writing stuff at this point. And then he's
small
like,
trickle of urine like going down his pant leg.
And then it comes back up. He's like, he's trying to signal to the listener that he doesn't know, this person. He's like, and though I never know you, I was just a kid. And they're like, Elton, God damn it. And he's just like, then he comes up to the line, your candle blew out long before your legend ever did. And you're like, okay, Elton, that was a pretty good line. We'll give that one to you. You're forgiven.
I guess the Beach Boys candle blew out before that one guy, like, ever,
Who, Brian Wilson?
Well, but the Beach Boys as a whole, right? Since he had never heard of them. The guy that with.
Yeah, well. Yeah. Oh, I wouldn't argue with him. Then somebody overheard that conversation and decided to argue Kokomo lyrics with me. Little did they know I knew the Kokomo lyrics by heart. Well, then I looked them up, and I have the power of Google, which they also had, but refused to use. Do you think horse racing rally? No, that's only 99 cents. I don't trust that.
No. You want at least $9.99 if you're looking at a Steam game.
I'm looking at $35 right now for Starters Orders 7 Horse Racing. It came out in 2019.
Okay, I feel like you really need to look at the reviews before you pull the trigger on that.
I don't know. I think I should just go into this blind and not think about the consequences of my actions at all.
I mean, that's fine. That's,
there's also Rival Stars Horse Racing Desktop Edition.
I think I've actually heard of Rival Stars.
Okay, well, let's click on that. Oh, I don't want to be a jockey. I just want to bet on horses.
That, I've got something to tell you. You don't need a video game for that, Justin. You can just bet on horses.
Oh, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you needed a video game in order to bet on horses, I think the industry for that would be, much smaller indeed.
Well, but what if I don't want to spend, what if I only want to pay $35 and then bet on horses?
Then you would probably want to buy a video game to do.
Okay, there you go. This Starters Order 6 is an in-depth horse racing management simulation. Okay, all right, now we're in here. Now we're in. I get to build up my stable? Oh, shit. Oh, man, there's a lot of menus going on here. This is quite a video game.
That's there's neurons firing in Justin's brain as he looks at this.
Not really. It actually looks awful. It looks absolutely awful. I don't think. Well, that's because I was looking at the old one. There's Starters Order 7. It's silly. This is the new one. Oh, is that betting I see? It's men looking at a screen. Oh,
that sounds like betting.
Man, cow.
But is it NPCs betting on your horse?
Okay, hold on.
Or are you getting to bet on other horses?
Vast horse racing game world with thousands of horses. Okay, hundreds of jockeys and trainers. Most realistic races ever in a racing game. They don't specify horse racing, by the way.
No, yeah, I noticed
realistic
that
races ever in a racing game.
Yeah.
Okay. Permanent horse records with historical stats. The only game ever to accurately simulate UK jumps racing. I mean, that's fair, because I don't even know what that is, so I believe them. Train, own, breed, bet, and race. Oh, I can bet in a realistic horse racing world. Oh, we're putting this on the old wish list here. I'm not gonna pull the trigger yet, Julian, but we're gonna wait for a sale. We're gonna be sensible about this.
Okay.
I could, Julian, buy the Strategic Designs Big Racing Bundle for $45 at 70% off. I don't know if it contains this game or not, but it does. It does, Julian. It contains this game and the previous game. So in case I wanted to go back and see how bad the other ones were,
yeah, no, I don't advise that course of action. Can't condone it.
It also has Eat, Sleep, Bet, Repeat, which is a game. What is this?
Well, that sounds like what you're actually looking for.
Okay. It's 1986. You were unemployed, and it went too fast. It could. This is moving really fast. But there's a guy in a Rolling Stones T-shirt, and he's got a cigarette. And you were unemployed and living in a filthy town center bed sit circa late 1980s Britain, and there are no jobs, and you're gonna bet on these fucking horses.
That's what you're looking for.
All right.
Yeah.
This is. I'll just buy it.
Oh, God damn it.
There's also Greyhound Manager 2 rebooted in this bundle, which I'm interested in. You can manage your own kennel of greyhounds and train and race them and study the detailed form and bet on your dogs and use your winnings to breed new superstars. And the races look awful. They look awful in the best way I've ever seen. Oh, I love bad video games. That's my favorite thing. Oh, man. Recommended. Fantastic. As soon as I saw it, memories of good old Commodore 64 came flooding back. I was skeptical when buying because it looked so different. This isn't a very good review. Game would not load. Not recommended. Discussions in dev say it's a Steam issue. I played the original years ago and was looking forward to this version. Not sure why this game is even on Steam, since apparently no one, in capital letters, has gotten it to work. If you want this game to buy it on Steam, buy it from Google. Then it's recommend. Absolutely amazing stuff here. Get this if you're a fan of realistic greyhound racing. I am. Good for 10 minutes, and then after tot, because it's spelled that wrong, when you figure out the game plays, you realize how poor the game is. That's fair. Best game for greyhound fans out there. These are all reviews that people wrote.
Yeah, they took their time to do that.
They took their time to do that to let us know that this game from 2011 is still around and kicking. Oh, man. Okay, well, that's... Are we ready to go back to Earth now? Or you got
I
stuff?
was thinking about something.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, go for it, man.
Yeah. You and I both consume a lot of Japanese media, Justin.
Yeah.
And I would imagine you, possibly like me, would like to visit one day.
Yeah.
Right? If the opportunity presented
That'd be nice.
itself.
Yeah.
Would you go to a cabaret club?
No, I wouldn't. I don't know why. I don't actually understand that concept at all.
I don't either.
Yeah. I mean, I love it in the context of the Like a Dragon Yakuza games.
It's a mini game.
It's fun
blast.
there. It's basically its own little mini game, and it will probably end in you going on an actual date or whatever the fuck. But the entire concept of it is so bizarre. I'm like, why would anybody do this?
Yeah, because the sense that I get is it's almost like if you went to Hooters, but the waitress sat with you.
Yes.
But she's just there to hang out with. I can kind of see the reason why it's popular in Japan because that society has become so insulated from each other that it's almost like a way for guys to practice talking to a real woman.
Maybe that's the thing. Yeah,
I guess that is the thing.
I think that is the thing.
Here's the reason I asked Justin.
Yeah.
Because in Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, when you're in Japan, obviously you can go to a cabaret club and hang out. It's a way of growing your bonds with your party members. Okay. But the version of that's in Hawaii is an actual American strip club. And I don't feel like those two things are the same.
No, very
at
different.
All.
No, very different. Yeah.
Yeah. But seeing them compared that way, really got. I was like. It made me even more confused about the whole concept of a cabaret club.
Yeah. No, I don't think those things are similar. I mean, they are to some degree, I guess. but not.
I mean, you're going to see way more.
No, it's
like you know, at least the strip clubs that I've been to, like I know I would, they always talk about the no touching. That has not been my experience.
Right.
Like there's been all sorts of touching going on at the places that I've been to.
Yeah.
But at a cabaret club, it's like a very chaste, like, you might get, a girl to like put her head on your shoulder after like you've been there 10 times.
Right. Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, it's a weird. But I feel like I would kind of want to check it out, but at the same time, I would be terrified too.
There's a curiosity there, right? But like I'm good. Like I find it
especially
such
being a
fast
foreigner, right?
Yeah, it's from I remember like hearing this story from I want to say it was like Chris Jericho was telling a story about his time in Japan and was talking about like how they would get you into those clubs and a lot of, because you were a foreigner and you wouldn't really know what was going on until the bill came. And
then that's the other thing.
And that's like it was just like, oh yeah, you're just having fun with these girls or whatever, and you're hanging out and doing stuff, and then the bill would show up, and everything was so much more expensive, and you're like,
because they don't tell you the prices up front.
They do not. So you're just drinking it up, having a good time, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, this was a hustle, like. And but now you could probably sniff that out a little bit, but like if you had knowledge of it. Should I buy BB and Tina New Adventures with Horses? Probably not, right?
No, I think you're good on the horses, Justin. I think we should probably go back to Earth. This is a dangerous place now. All of a sudden, you've made space dangerous.
No, that's what I do. That's how I live. All right, fine. All right. Well, we're back now.
We're back now that we're back on Earth. I can talk about. I tried out another thing on Game Pass this week.
Oh, okay, good.
Because I did see that they added Ark Survival Ascended to Game Pass, which is the upgraded version of Ark Survival Evolved.
Yeah.
Which I don't remember. I don't think that I talked about that on this show. I think that was still like the end of Nerds Without Pants, where I got back into Ark.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, and so the thing about Ark, the original Ark, is that it's really no longer supported. Like, you can play it, but it's Ark Survival Ascended that's getting all of the updates and stuff like that now. And they also, like, reportedly, like, really beefed up the graphics and everything. I think it's in Unreal 5, maybe? Mm-hmm. They did a bunch to it. And I was curious, so I fire it up, start a new game. They made it worse, Justin.
Mm-hmm.
They made it a lot worse.
Did they?
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
I think graphically it actually looks worse somehow. Like, I don't know how they did that, how they accomplished that feat.
Well, they do what they want,
Yeah, like now the colors are kind of washed out, and there's really no noticeable additional detail to the environments or the characters. The create a character mode now is like you can't really see the detail of the character when you're trying to make your character, which is a problem.
No, that's how you want it. You just want to guess what they look like.
Yeah,
vaguely guess.
There's a lot of guesswork in this version of Ark now.
Well, yeah, that's because they did a good job.
Yeah, it was already a difficult game to play with a controller.
Yeah,
but somehow they made it worse. And one of the biggest issues is that now when you pick up materials, it doesn't tell you what the material is. It just gives you the icon for the material. So unless you're already super familiar with the materials in Ark, you don't know what the fuck you're picking up.
I feel like they have that game has definitely, they don't give a shit about new people coming on.
It's very much a Minecraft situation at this point, right?
They're just keep the people that are there here and happy.
Yes.
And we don't give a fuck about anybody else now.
Yeah.
And if somebody's coming on, they'll probably come on with a friend, and their friend will explain it to them what is happening. Other than that, everybody else can fuck off. That's basically probably where that game is at this point. You know,
I think you're right, and you know, and to its credit, there's some cool stuff that they added. Right, like starting up a new game is a lot easier than it used to be.
Okay.
It now supports mods even on console.
Oh,
like,
nice.
obviously, it's not going to be like all the mods, but like,
right.
It's sort of like the you know, the Skyrim situation where there are set mods that you can bring into the game that work on console. That's kind of cool. And now it has a difficulty setting. So I actually set it to easy this time because I've always had issues with, you know, I felt the game is too hard.
Yeah.
But the way that they made the game easier is just that you level up faster.
Oh, good.
But nothing else has really changed.
Oh, good.
So like, I was just standing there trying to go through menus and I leveled up like 3 times without actually doing anything. Because
that's good.
Part of, and that's always been Ark's thing is like, the longer you survive, the more you level up, right? That's a part of it. Like, you are constantly gaining experience just by staying alive.
Yeah.
But, like, I leveled up so much in such a short span of time that I couldn't even keep up with, like, the stuff that I was learning. Meanwhile, I was like, okay, well, maybe they also adjusted the amount of materials I need to build shit. Oh, no. No. Still just as ridiculous, where it's like, I need 50 of this one material to build this one item. And I need multiples of this item to build a house.
Right.
Right. And it's like, the balancing on that game has always been an issue for me. It's not any better now. I played it for like half an hour and I was like, no, I'm just going to wait for the sequel. I really like the concept of this game. But it is so much a PC game. That is the biggest problem, I think.
Yeah.
That I need to be playing it on PC.
Probably. And I don't know. That game I feel like doesn't care about anybody that isn't there, and they are working on a sequel, right? There is an Arc 2, right?
Apparently, it's having issues, but that is in the works.
I'm sure it is somehow. I don't know why I'm so sure of that, but for some reason I'm sure of it. I wonder if you can get people interested in Arc 2 that aren't already into the first one. You know, I wonder how that's going to go.
It depends on how they present it, right? Because the announcement trailer, I think, did the right thing, which is like, we got Vin Diesel, a very like noticeable celebrity.
I forgot about
and it was like,
that. Yeah,
and the trailer was done in such a way where it's like, whoa, what is this? Like,
yes,
there's some weird shit going on in this trailer.
Right.
Like, and then you see it's Arc, and it's like, oh, okay, Arc. Right. And I was like, yeah, like, because I think, you know, there is a story in Arc, but it's very like in the background, where I think if they put that more in the foreground, I think that could be very interesting. But again, it also, from the ground up, they need to be making it a more friendly experience to controller.
Maybe if they make it to where you can just kiss Vin Diesel, then everybody will be happy.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, people would buy it for that.
Yeah. Notable sex icon, Vin Diesel. Definitely.
I mean, I don't know.
I'm sure there was a point.
I'm sure there was a point. I don't know anything. I don't know. I don't really care about Vin Diesel, but people probably do.
Yeah. Because I feel like he was always overshadowed by his co-stars in Fast and the Furious as far as like,
oh yeah, he was
sex
Paul
appeal.
Walker.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
You know, Tyrese is in there, right? So it's just like Vin Diesel's just there.
You remember when Paul Walker was in Running Scared?
No, because I don't know what that is.
It's a movie. It existed.
Okay.
It wasn't very good.
I saw him in the Fast and the Furious movies and Varsity Blues.
Yeah, Paul Walker was in Running Scared, where he played a mobster, and there was a young boy there was a lady he was dating, and that was her son, and he was in the mob, and they gave him a gun to hide, and so he hides the gun, but then the child finds the gun, and he goes and shoots some like a stepdad or something. I don't remember. And then the kid has to run away. So he runs away because, you know, he shot the dad or whatever. I don't remember exactly how it goes down. It's been a long time. So he runs away, and Paul Walker's like, well, I gotta go find this kid. And so he goes and finds the kid. And then there's a bunch of zany hijinks that ensue that are all. It was one of those movies that was made in like 2006 or whatever, where it was very edgy.
Right.
One very good movie, Julian. Anyway, that's my.
Yeah, I think I'm starting to realize why you don't watch movies anymore, because you have a bad time with them.
I mean, I've also had some good times with them. I just get bored watching them now.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's okay. A lot of movies became very samey to me. Like, I never get into the big Hollywood, like, summer blockbuster type movies, and that seemed to be a lot of stuff. And I know there's, like, you know, my bullshit indie films and stuff like that, but then I had a big stretch where I would watch those and be like, I don't really care for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was the whole thing. Yeah, movies, you can watch them.
You can. Real quick, I'm continuing to play through and love Unicorn Overlord to the point that I'm like fairly certain that I'm going to try to get the platinum. I think it kind of depends on what's left, like by the time that I get to the end.
Yeah, the only thing I didn't do was the treasure chest stuff. So
yeah, I'm doing some of that along the way.
So you should be good. Yeah,
there is one set of side quests that involve like inspecting these like carved images in order in each region. But in order to know what the order is, you have to get another item.
Yes,
and I'm
those
missing
are
one of those items to even start the one in like Drakenhold, which has been but I've been everywhere. I don't know why I don't have the thing.
Remember where it is there? Yeah,
because I think it's just a thing that you randomly dig up.
You find it in one of the temple things. You got to find them in those. They're
then maybe I just haven't found. Okay,
yeah.
Again, there's every time that I think I'm done in a region, like I find something else is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I know the feeling. Yeah.
Yeah. But I just want to talk real quick. I did this story battle. Okay. And it was one of those things where I just felt so fucking cool by the time that I got to the end of it. So it's this very large map. It's one of the larger maps that you encounter. So large, in fact, that when the battle starts, they give you 2 bases where you can deploy out of right at the beginning.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. And so it's very much like a attack on 2 fronts type thing. You have one goal, and the goal is very obvious where it is. But as I was looking at the map, I was like, well, I want to actually go over here. I want to take over this ballista because I can use that to take out these units. And then I think there was like a catapult to the south that I wanted to take to also thin out the herd a bit, right? So I'm doing that before I even start moving towards the base that has the boss at it.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm kind of taking over the map and things are going really great. Like I've got my units like really well honed at this point.
Yeah.
You know, they're just kicking ass. And also with the help of like the siege weapons, I'm really like taking out this enemy army.
Yeah.
And at a certain point, like my troops that were going to go fight the boss were getting close, but I was like, you know what? Let's just take this whole fucking map. Like, and so I stopped their progress to, you know, cause I was like, I don't want to end this level yet.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, no, let me go take these other 2 positions in the north, which are really out of the way, mind you. But like I'm using flying units. I have like 3 flying units that are kind of like they're clutch for me.
Yeah.
Because they can just get everywhere.
They're pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. And I've got them really well balanced as far as like making up for how squishy the actual flying and you know character in the unit is, right? Because they're really good until they're not because of like people with arrows or true strike and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I take the map, then I go fight the boss, murderize the boss. Like it's not even a problem.
That's about right.
But then she's like, ha ha ha. Like, now I'm going to go over here.
Oh, yeah. I know this fight. Yeah.
And she's like, what? They're up here too? And I was like, gotcha, bitch.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, and I don't know what the scenario becomes if, like, maybe it's like there's a new condition.
I can
like
tell you because I did it not the way you did. I wasn't even trying. I was like, oh, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to get, I don't remember how it went down. But because it kind of, I went to the wrong place. I didn't go where the boss was. If you go to one of the other spots first, they'll just like another unit was there, and then that became her or something like that. I can't remember exactly how it went down. But anyway, if you do it and you beat the boss, she will just teleport to one of the other spots that are on that little. There's only 3 of them until you take all 3 of them, and then
Oh, okay.
And then you actually win the fight or whatever.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yes.
And I had already taken everything.
You'd already taken them all, so you did it. Yep.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
And it was like, a little moment where it just felt so cool.
Yeah.
There was another thing also, and I posted the video on Twitter, but you fight this necromancer, like the whole fight, like he's raising the undead to, like, he keeps bringing reinforcements back.
Yeah.
Like through the whole fight. And his unit, right, it's just him with like 3 dead soldiers. And I think the way it's supposed to go is that, you can't damage him. And then he brings up these 3 like soldiers that you have to then fight.
Yeah.
But I had, and again, this made me feel so smart. I sent a flying unit through the woods with a concealment on so they didn't get seen.
Oh,
they took him by surprise. So they had first strike and then stunned him in the first attack. And then just proceeded to wail on him until he died. And that was the fight.
That's pretty fun. You know what I think happens there, because I didn't do that. I think as soon as you get close to them, he basically sends a bunch of other units after you, and then kind of like his unit kind of resurrects or whatever. They still aren't shit if I remember correctly. But,
yeah, I mean, probably not, but. Yeah, like he did not have a chance. It was comical.
Yeah.
And that, like, so many times I am like ugly laughing, like I'm cackling like during a lot of these like missions because like I've just got an answer for the stuff. And
so you can get married now. I
can get married now, but like nobody is like even close to being with a bond with Elaine. It'll probably end up being Scarlet simply because she's the only person that I've had like with him the whole time.
Yeah.
Well, I really want it to be Amalia if I ever get her. But I don't know if she would actually fit into that
don't know if you can do that with them. I think you can. There are certain ones you can't, but I just love when it opens up that one elf girl, just like immediately you can tell what it's about because you get the ring and then the elf girl's like, yo, what up? And you're like, wait, what? I was like, what the fuck? I was like, oh, okay. Way to do that. That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh man, that game's funny. I love Unicorn Overlord.
Oh, it's so good, man.
It's a good game.
I have said I love this game more times than I can count while I'm playing it.
Yeah.
And part of it is just like and the thing is that like I am almost at 50 hours now, and I'm only in like the 4th of 5 areas.
Yeah.
But part of that is because I am, like I had said when we first started talking about it, like when we first talked about it, I actually am spending an obscene amount of time in the menus.
Oh yeah.
Like I am constantly tweaking equips, unit composition, the order of how they do things, right? Like I'll do a fight and I'm like, oh no, I don't want you doing that. That's a dumb thing to do. We need to move that down the priority list. That, know, this is only good if this happens, right? Like things like that. And right. It's really satisfying.
It's good. It's a good game.
Loving it so much.
All right. Well,
but yeah, that's mostly what I've got. I mean, we have a couple other things that we need to take care of before we get out of here.
All right.
One is an important order of business. I think we need to address this, Justin. We need to have a talk with Morgun.
Oh. Okay.
I'm gonna let him go. I think it's time.
Well, I don't know. You can keep him around. What if we get to the final boss, Julian, and he has the item that we need to beat the boss with?
What's the final boss of podcasting? Is it Joe Rogan? Probably.
Yeah.
I would like to take that motherfucker down.
I mean, there you go. He might have the spear of like light or whatever that, he might have it, and he's like, here, I've been saving this. It's been in my family for generations. Like before you let him go, like ask him if he has it,
Okay. Morgun, can you come in here, please? I know you're still alive.
Yes, Mr. Titus. I'm here. I'm alive.
Okay, thank fuck. Morgun, do you have the Spear of Light?
Let me check. No, not on me. Not
Morgun,
at the
can
moment.
Morgan, can you give me 10 facts about Daryl Strawberry that you find interesting? I'm going to need that by the end of the day. Thank you.
Oh dear. He was a baseball player.
Yeah, right. But do you have 10 facts about him that you find interesting? I mean, that's one. If you find that interesting, that's good. But we need 10. We need 9 more.
I'm not from your world, so it's kind of all interesting to me.
Well, that's good. Just a quick Google search. You write them down, give them to me, and we'll be on our way. It's very important. It's very important, Morgan.
Yes, Mr. Ham.
Thank you.
I'll get right on.
God fucking damn it, dude.
No, it's fine. It's fine. He'll remember when he wakes up. It's okay.
Yeah. He dropped a mushroom this time.
Oh, there you go. See?
Those are not bad. You can use that for something.
Yeah, you can use that for something. And we're going to get so many Daryl Strawberry facts now.
Yeah. That's more your thing, though. I don't really care about Daryl Strawberry.
Well, I mean, that's your loss, really. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, but see, this is good. No, I say we keep him around,
Okay.
Who else am I going to get to write down the lyrics of Van Halen's Unchained?
You already did that for yourself.
Yeah, I know, but I might need it again. For my other
different computer.
I do have office. 2, but one of them they might be able to see me from a camera, so I'm a little weary of that one.
Yeah, well, we don't have any cameras backstage at the stage.
Well, yeah,
so you're good there.
That's exactly, and I can have them put that. Yeah. Okay. See, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, we'll keep him around for now, but he's on thin ice. I'm really losing my patience.
He's okay. He's growing on me a little bit. I like him.
Okay.
Him.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, one last thing to do before we get out of here. We have a segment that we do occasionally, depending on when it's time, which is questions, comments, and concerns.
Okay.
You can email us. Our email address is thestageselectpod@gmail.com. But also, there is a questions, comments, concerns channel on the Discord if that is easier for you. You can send stuff our way that way, and it will make it into the show eventually.
You can send us 10 facts about Daryl Strawberry that you find interesting.
Yeah, but keep in mind that if you do that, then I am going to fire Morgun.
No, he won't. No, he won't. I won't let him.
All right. This comes to us from Adam Bradbury. Good to hear from you again, sir.
Yep.
He was a Nerds Without Pants listener, and it's good to know that he has made the jump over to the Stage Select.
Yes.
He says, enjoying the new show. I want to say I enjoyed breaking news segment. I hope it makes a comeback.
Uh-huh.
Oh, well, there. Okay, that makes me feel much better.
See,
look, you guys don't understand. I bring stuff out, and then Justin just stone faces over here. Like, can't read them at all.
You can't. I'm impossible to read.
He says, I do also miss audience participation. It was always a good feeling to hear my responses read.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like that. I do get that. It's the Nerds Without Pants was a very listener interactive show. The Stage Select less so, but that's why I want to do. But there's times for it, right? Like that's kind of why I came up with the presidential election thing. I thought that would be a fun thing to bring listeners in on, and like I can't. I've got the stupidest shit planned. You can
you can email us Daryl Strawberry facts whenever you want, and we'll read them.
There's that. You can ask Sherwin Williams.
You can ask Sherwin Williams.
Yeah, that is definitely a thing open to you.
Nobody's done it.
Yeah,
it's there. It's right there. You can ask Sherwin Williams about what Daryl Strawberry facts they find interesting. They might have some. Who knows? You
never know.
We'll never know.
Maybe the Discord is an easier way for people to do that, right? Like that's the other
Why
thing.
isn't that a channel? What are we doing? Why isn't that a discussion?
Because you just brought it up on this episode.
Well,
give me time.
Put it in text channels.
Oh, no, ask Sherwin Williams. Oh, no. You're right. Yeah, I need to add that to the channel.
That should be there. That should be a text channel. What should we be asking? Dear Sherwin Williams, what are we? I might have to. Yeah,
I need to give you administrator privileges or whatever it is. Like I don't know how that works.
I don't know how that works either. Yeah, it's the whole thing.
But he says also wanted to nominate Mission VOW as a Democrat. This probably has something to do with that. I am just starting Knights of the Old Republic for the first time. Enjoying it so far, but that way.
Mission. Hold on.
I was going to ask you about that one because I have never played.
It's been a while. Hold on.
Knights of the Old Republic. Well, I haven't played it much. I've played a little bit of it.
Right.
And I'm not familiar with that character. I feel like I know some of the characters, like, from just, like, osmosis.
Right. That was, the Twi'lek girl.
Okay.
Okay.
Is she Jedi?
I don't remember, if I'm being honest with you. Boy, it's been a while. I recognize her, but I can't remember what her whole deal was. I can't even remember if she was a party member. It's been that long. Galactic Basic Standard on People's Basic Language. She was a friend of the Wookiees. Zalbar, right? Joined the crew that. Oh yeah, so she was on it.
Yeah, you might not want to.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I was trying to remember who the hell she was. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I might have to cut some of that just so that, like, we don't spoil poor Adam.
No, it's fine. I think, I don't know. Okay, yeah. Go for it.
Okay, she has been added. I'll probably take nominations for, like, another, like, up to, like, the next episode, and then we'll probably start to have, like, we'll do like some ads and some, like, a debate or something, and then, for the Democrats, and then we'll do it for the Republicans, and then, I kind of want to try to do the primaries almost live. Like, I'll put a call out, like, this is the day to, like, put your votes in, so that we can kind of, like, read them or read the results, like, as the show is being recorded that day. I think that's kind of fun.
We're gonna have debates about ketchup.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the big issues. People's minds.
Biggest issues.
The biggest issues.
Yeah.
Ketchup, and then maybe mustard. If somebody brings up mustard, we're really in for a debate, let me tell you.
I say let the people have their tartar sauce.
Yeah.
Casey Curran liked that.
Okay.
So sometimes you just want to say something that is for a specific listener, and they're like,
right.
"Oh, that's me." That was one of those.
Okay.
It's like when Mick Foley, like, just says the name of the place that they're in to get the cheap pop.
Yes. Yeah.
It's very much that.
Ooh, my package is shipped.
Excellent. Ooh, my copy of Ayudin Chronicles is on the way. I was hoping it would get here today, like, before the show, so I could actually, like, talk about it this episode, but definitely next episode I'll be able to talk about that. I'm excited.
Doesn't that comes out soon?
Soon, yeah. I don't know if backers are getting it early or if we're getting it, like, around the same time that the game is launching.
Yeah, I wondered. That's why because I remember I looked up the date of that pretty recently. It was like it's like in another week or so, 2 weeks.
Okay, so yeah, I guess backers are getting it slightly early because, like,
seems that way.
Yeah,
that's
mine
cool.
should be here, like, probably by the maybe not. It didn't come today, so it might not be here till Monday.
We'll
cool. See. But
yeah.
I really want to crack into that.
There's that I want to play, and stupid as it sounds, fucking they're making a new Top Spin game. Then I'm like, oh, I got to play the stupid tennis game. I'm sorry. It's made by 2K, so it's probably going to be absolute dog shit, but I still am going to have to play it. So
yeah. It lets you create your tennis player. So.
It's going to let me create a tennis man or lady, and I'm going to play as that tennis man or lady and do tennis man or lady things.
Yeah.
And that's going to be fun.
I think I would be, I wish, and I know, I doubt that this, like, hair is not good enough in video games for me to have the, like, late 70s era John McEnroe hairdo with the headband that I would want for my character.
We're not quite there yet. Not quite there yet. I'm trying to think of what game has, like, the best hair physics that I know of. None of them are very good. They all have a lot of clipping problems.
Hair remains
it's tricky.
Holy grail in video game design.
Yeah, it's very, very tricky.
Yes.
It's because a lot of moving parts.
Definitely.
It's tough, man. Just from my vague knowledge of Skyrim modding and how you have to weight physics and stuff like that and how that stuff works, it is nightmarish how you would have to do. It's a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's a show.
That's a show.
That's a show.
Yeah.
I can't believe I thought for sure there was going to be like a 90-minute
episode.
But we got there.
Yeah, it's good. Good enough.
Yeah, that's gonna. We'll start wrapping up. Justin, where can they find you?
Find
online?
me on Twitter at Tyrone_Swift. I'll be on the Discord now. Maybe.
Yeah, you did that.
I did that. I wrote the word example. You can find it and you can be like, I listened to him do that. It'll be a fun time for you.
Yeah.
I can listen to This Is Video Games. That's a podcast that I did. I should get back to at some point.
Wait,
maybe.
real quick. Don't move. Well, you moved.
What?
The way when you were looking at your screen just now, like your glasses did the anime thing, and it was fucking cool.
Oh, that is cool. I wish I could do it again, but I probably can't. Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, that's me.
Yeah. You can find me on Twitter at Julian_Titus. The show is at Stage Select Pod. Once again, our email is thestageselectpod@gmail.com. And if you want to join the Discord, the link is in the show notes under the linktree. Come join us. Maybe I will do more stuff in there because I find it very off-putting and daunting. But everybody's been, duh. Like our audience is very cool and welcoming. Like, we've cultivated that over years. So,
indeed.
Oh, one thing I want to hear from new people that didn't hear us for Nerds Without Pants. Make yourselves known. If you just found us out in the wild or what have you, never listened to us before, get in touch. I want to know what you think. And like that's very interesting to me. Because so far it's definitely very much been
They're probably going to be like too much Beach Boys talk on this episode. Not okay.
Probably.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That is, absolutely.
That's a fair assessment. There was too much Beach Boys talk on this, and I don't apologize, but I do at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, that's the stage select. Like, you never know what you're going to get. Like, it's in the lyrics to the theme song.
Well, we won the Civil War for that reason.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is the reason. They predicted the coming of the Beach Boys.
They did. Somebody did. It was probably, I don't know, Ulysses S. Grant did.
Yeah.
It's in his notes, his memoirs. He's
all
like,
right.
Dear lady, that's my wife. And there's some days there's going to be some boys and they'll be on the beach and they'll talk about motor carriages a lot.
Yeah, because they definitely would have known what a motor carriage is. That's the thing. He was like, I don't know. It's just a vision I'm having, but yeah,
someday there will be a machine and it will make a carriage move without a horse. We're all going to be fucking blown away by that shit.
Yeah,
I don't know. They had steam then. There was trains, wasn't there? I don't know. Yeah, there was trains.
Yeah, there's trains.
They had motor carriage. You could imagine a motor carriage. It'll be all right.
All right. I've been Julian Titus. He's been Justin Ham. We've been the Stage Select. Signing off.
Uh-huh.
The Stage Select is copyrighted and owned by Space Monkey Mafia Productions, specializing in independent podcasting. Please consider sharing the show with your friends and support us by joining our Patreon or donating to our coffee. Thank you, and good night.
I actually, surprisingly, have to use the restroom, Justin.
Okay,
so
you're fine.
I'll be back.
You use the restroom.
Thank you.
Well, while he's gone, now we can really wrap. I was thinking today about the Beach Boys, actually. And unrelated to what I was talking about earlier. That's the crazy thing. You ever think about how, like, the Beach Boys, like, were pretty hip hop, actually? Like, kind of before hip hop was a thing. Like, I mean, they were very white, the Beach Boys. Let's not get that mixed up. But they had some ideas. They were always talking about cars. They were getting around, none of the guys went steady because it wouldn't be right, to leave your best girl home on a Saturday night. That's what the Beach Boys said. They were all about it. The Beach Boys were down with OPP, is what I'm saying. And I think we all should remember that on this day of rest. Is it like a Sunday? I don't know. It's Sunday when Julian's editing this. I don't know when this podcast comes out. I should ask. I think it comes out like, what, Tuesday? What is it, Monday? It's Friday now. Well, that's the Beach Boys. That's my thoughts on them. The Bare Naked Ladies had a song about Brian Wilson. I know who Brian Wilson is, but I don't know who Brian Wilson is. I know he was involved with the Beach Boys. Let's look up Brian Wilson real quick here. This is fun that Julian's not a part of this. I could do this whole podcast like this. I mean, I wouldn't want to. It'd be really boring. I like talking to Julian a lot, but I could do it. I could do this. It'd just be me looking up Brian Wilson. American music singer, composer, record producer, co-founded the Beach Boys. Okay. He's often called a genius. Okay. The Bare Naked Ladies said that song, Lying in Bed, just like Brian Wilson did. And they were upset about Lying in Bed like Brian Wilson did. Now I'm looking at his Wikipedia here, and there's nothing about him lying in bed. Were the Bare Naked Ladies liars? Would they lie to me? Phil Spector is raised in Hawthorne County. I don't know who. Burt Baccarat? Oh, okay, yeah, sure, okay. Capitol Records, sure. Eugene Landy, Brian Wilson. Oh, he had a self-titled album. Oh, I don't know if he should have done that. Where's this part about him lying in bed? Oh, okay. That's where he was born. He learned by ear. Okay. Sang with his peers. Who gives a shit? He remembered numerous high school and college. He was a quarterback for Hawthorne High's football team. Who gives a fuck about that? He's submitted an essay. Why is this so? There's so much information about Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys on his fucking. It's 1962 to 66. Oh my god. This is a lot about Brian Wilson. He's a fan of Phil Spector, rising with fame with the Teddy Bears. Who the fuck are the Teddy Bears? What did they do? Who the fuck are they? Disambiguation. Okay, Fairfax. What did they sing? To know him is to love him. Okay, alright. That's a song somebody could write. And, What? I don't know. Okay, nobody cares. Nobody knows about that. Teddy Bears are useless. January 2nd album, Surfing USA. Okay, Surfing USA. There we go. First top 10 single. Right. Where is the part about him being in bed? Are the Bare Naked Ladies liars? We'll ask Julian when he comes back. He might edit this all out, but that's fine. It'll be entertaining for him to listen to later. All right, Paul Prince B-side "Don't Worry Baby" was cited by Wilson in a. Who the fuck cares? Probably the best record. Who fucking cares? I just want to read about him being in bed. Oh, growing drug use. Okay, here we go. And religious epiphany. Oh boy, I don't know about how I want to read this. It's 1973. Okay, Gary Usher. Okay, all right.
Alrighty, sorry about that.
Hello, Mr. Titus, Mr. Ham. I appear to be trapped in the auditorium again. The doors seem to be locked. I don't know what to do. Good evening, young man. My name is Thaddeus Wimpleshire, and I am the host of Video Game Masterpiece Theater. Oh, hello there, Mr. Wimpleshire. Yes, good boy. You have a very interesting voice, and I was wondering if you would like to be recruited for the Video Game Masterpiece Theater initiative.